Hare Krishna Nagavani, wait kariye. Only after class I can take up. Chalo. So it is live. So if I have to say, first chapter was observing the battle filled by different people. Second chapter was answering Arjuna's apprehensions of fighting the war. Third chapter was how work can you worship. Fourth chapter was what is spiritual knowledge. Fifth chapter is again work is worship more detailed. Because predominantly we saw in the sixth chapter they really talk about karma. The first six chapters are chapters of karma yoga. So there will be questions about karma vikarma in these six chapters. It goes on. Okay, so we again take up this chapter on fifth chapter continues on karma. Arjuna was asked this question three times in Bhagavad Gita is FAQ, frequently asked question. Third chapter, fifth chapter, and 18th chapter. What is that? First of all, he asked me to renounce work, and then again to recommend work of devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? Devotion is better than dry mental speculation, knowledge of soul described by Krishna. So, certain places Arjuna feels Krishna has pushed him for inactivity, certain places he feels Krishna has pushed him for activity. Like at the end of the fourth chapter, get up and fight. And certain places, like I mentioned previously, third chapter, intellectual knowledge of the soul, which is inactivity. So if he's confused, should I act? Should I do karma sannyasa or karma yoga? Which is better? Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha. Oh. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nishayasa Karau Bhau Tayordu Karma Sannyasa Karma Yoga Visheshyate. Krishna says always compared to Karma Sannyasa, Karma Yoga Vishishyate. Engagement in service for the pleasure of the Lord is better than Karma Sannyasa. Karma Sannyasa is very respected in the society. Karma sannyasa is very much recommended in the society. People very much respect karma sannyasi. I went 2001 to Kumbh Mela. I saw, my God, karma sannyasis. All the ministers, all become, they follow the fit of karma sannyasis who have given up everything. They don't even wear clothes. They walk naked. People keep taking the dust of their feet on their head. They're the greatest. And movies also, when they want to picturize sannyasi, they show karma sannyasi, who is sitting on the forest with tapasvi. He has the power to bless somebody. He will kill somebody, like that. Isn't it? That's the picture people have. Krishna Arjuna is asking this question there for 3 times. He wants to know, Krishna, which is better? The person who gives us activity, no activity. That's it. And one person who is engaged in activity, which is better? Karma sannyasa or karma yoga? And Krishna says, can you read it or not? Karma yoga vishishyate. Karma yoga is better than karma sannyasi. Activity. In activity, idle mind is devil's workshop. Therefore, karma sannyasa is not recommended. Why should somebody become parasite on the society? Isn't it? Didn't that question come? What right somebody has? You are working in the office 10 hours, 12 hours. He will not do any work. You need to go and feed him. Why? What purpose? If he's physically sound and strong, why he should not work? Isn't it true? But that Babaji culture has not gone away. Babaji हैं, ये काम नहीं करते, ये खाली बैठे सोते रहते, इनको खिलाने का बस. Our Acharya Prabhupada, he said, this movement is not meant for lazy bums. It is meant for hard-working people. In our routine of the day, we see that nobody has more than 6 hours of sleep rest. Whole day we give him activity. Do this, do this, do this. It's busy, busy, busy. Not inactivity. So there are more tips now coming in this chapter for work of worship. Number one, biggest revolution. Madhav Seva is Manav Seva, ya Manav Seva is Madhav Seva. Most of the people feel Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. Madhav Seva is Manav Seva. That is true. This is the difference between, if you remember, I taught you in the class, 6 kind of dharmas. I don't know how many of you noted down. Admin, did we teach it in this class? 6 kind of dharma. Parodharma, Chala Dharma, Upadharma. Hare Krishna.
No, Prabhuji.
We didn't teach?
No.
Really? One dharma is called Parodharma. Parodharma is the standard of Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, we do that. Only Gita and Bhagavatam. Not even other Vedic literature. Therefore, Gita is superior to even Vedas. Triguniya Vishya Veda, Nistya Gunya Bhavarjana. So, Chidananji, wait kariye. So, Parodharma means we are doing activities for the pleasure of the Lord. Sa vaipa umsa parodharma yata bhakti adokshaje ahetukiya pratihata yatma suprasidati. Parodharma. So, Parodharma means activities done for the pleasure of the Lord. Then next is, after that is Upadharma. Upadharma almost looks spiritual. It is not spiritual. It is material. Be nice, help another person, give food to a poor person, give cloth to a naked person, go to old age homes, talk to them, give them some food, some clothes. It's good. First chapter, that's what Arjuna was talking, no? He was talking Upadharma only. Krishna, how can I hold my weapons against my grandfather and teacher? How can I do that, Krishna? Krishna, how can I kill my relatives? I can better forgive them. Why violence? Non-violence is better, no? Just to make us as the rulers, so many people have to die. I don't want kingdom, Krishna. And Krishna, if I kill so many people here, what their children and wife will cry at home. Why do that? And how will the children grow up? Who will teach them properly? Father is dead in the battle. Children will have no samskaras. What did Krishna? Arjuna was speaking. Krishna was speaking Upadharma. And what did Krishna speak? Parodharma. Sa vai pumsa parodharma. So this is actually a revolution, and this course will have so many revolutions. I am not doing revolution. Krishna is doing. I'm just honestly repeating. I can avoid teaching so many things in this course. I tell you, I can cut down this course and be all of at the end, you all will clap 10 times more. But then I would have cheated you and not told you everything that is there in Gita. Many things you study, just like when I study a physics book, say I study physics book. I don't understand everything. When in 11th, 12th class I studied wrestling holiday, I didn't understand everything. I mark it. Then I go to my friend and say, did you understand this paragraph? I didn't understand. Then I go to the teacher, can you teach me? So we don't take it as wrong. You may not understand. So Manav Seva is Madhav Seva is wrong, but most of the people cannot understand that because it's material, no? What are you doing when you, at the end of the day, you're taking care of somebody's body. He's not the body, he's soul. You're doing material work, material help. Why not give him spiritual help? Why not make it wholesome? Where there is help to the body, help to the mind, help to the soul. Why not make a wholesome package? You want to help somebody. Why you want to do kind of service to somebody disconnected from the Lord? What is the use? As if you can take care of people and God forgot to take care. As people have that attitude also. No, it's not that. So anyway, discuss that. That's a very big topic. Each one of these topics, what I feel actually, which are revolutionary concepts of Bhagavad Gita, will need a very long detailed paper, maybe 500 words or even more, with all references and lot of arguments, and maybe we can make a lot of sketches, paintings, and we can make a knowledge base of say 500 or 1000 these kind of items which we are learning in Bhagavad Gita fresh, so that people, they may have whatever doubts when they read those articles, it is clear. I wanted like that. Didn't happen with this batch. So you all people come together. My request is chant more, read more, understand Gita more, and then study, and we can make beautiful knowledge base. So anybody studied this course can, oh, sir talked about item number 44, that Manav Seva is not Madhav Seva. How do we understand? That looks difficult. It looks obvious. It's very popular in the society. But everything that is popular in society is not correct. There are so many things popular in society. They're wrong. This is also wrong. But Madhav Seva is Manav Seva. Krishna proved it. When did he prove it? When Durvasa Muni came to meet Krishna, what happened? At that time, Duryodhana, first he went to Duryodhana, and Duryodhana feasted him for a few days. He became very obliged. He had all the wealth and the power. Then he said, Duryodhana, you want any favor from me? He said, no, one favor. You go and curse the Pandava. How it is possible? Then you go to the forest, they are in the forest. You meet them there, and they will have nothing to offer you food. And then you can give them some shrapa. Anyway, there is Duryodhana's calculation. So Durvasa Muni came with the 10,000. Wherever he goes only his 10,000 disciples. He went with the whole team there. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj said, please take bath and come. We'll make arrangement. Now Yudhishthira Maharaj thinking, what arrangement? We are in forest now. Anyway, he asked Draupadi. Draupadi had a special vessel called Akshay Patra. From that, she can make unlimited food, like Surabhi cow it is. It will give unlimited food till last person eats it, and that is she. So she had already eaten, and now there is no more food coming. Now she is stuck. They're all in great distress. Already enough vanavas and trouble. One more shrap or something will come now. At that time, when they're in trouble, Krishna comes. And then he asks Draupadi, what's happened? Again, you're crying today. No, this Durvasa Muni has come. The Duryodhana has sent him. Now we don't know what will happen. So Krishna said, okay, do you have anything in that vessel? Just see. User, please wait. Anything in the vessel? He said, yes, I have one small piece of, say, grain or vegetable. So he said, okay, give me. So they gave to Krishna. Krishna ate that. So sweet it is. Tasmin tushte jagat tushta. Madhav seva, Manav seva. And as Krishna was satisfied, everybody was satisfied. And the Durvasa's disciples felt just like after big meal. They were in the water. And they ran away from there. These Bhima is there, all this Pavanaputra, all these people there, Arjuna, all these people, they're powerful. They would have done something. We have no way to eat 1 gram. And from there only they got up from water and ran away. So Krishna proved it. Madhav says, Manav Seva. He proved it. Just by his satisfaction, whole world becomes satisfied. If you put water in the root of the tree, it goes everywhere. Yata taror mula nishechanena tippanti satskanda bhujopashaka prana upahara chaitendriyana tateva sar arham achyuteta. Yata taror mula nishechanena. If you put water in the root of the tree, it goes everywhere. Tippanti satskanda bhujopashaka. It goes to all branches, leaves. You cannot take a syringe and go everywhere. That's foolishness. Put water in the root, it goes everywhere. Same way you put food in the stomach, it goes everywhere. Similarly, if you satisfy Achyuta Hari, everybody is satisfied. That is actually the way of satisfaction. But people do not know way to satisfy Hari. They think everything is same. That is a philosophy people have created. They call it Daridra Narayana Seva. So many new inventions. So there was this more interesting thing, king, similar idea case, Manav Seva case. So what it did was, don't mind my pulling the leg, but I'm trying to educate some new principles. I know it is causing many people to be shocked now. What is he selling? Let us understand. No? It's a difficult subject matter. When you study Haridas Thakur, some subjects are difficult. It takes time to understand. I hope you understand those studies physics in 11th and 12th. So now what happened? What king was there? The Madhav Seva case fellow. And he was very charitable. Anyway, he will do punya like anything. So one day what happened? One Brahmana came to him. See, I do all Vedic things. You see, all with Shikha, everything. Young Brahmana. But I have no means of livelihood. I am in a great financial difficulty. Can you help me? They used to go to king for charity. Any Brahmana. King will always be helpful. He said, yes, come. He gave me 12 cows, take. And cows one Brahmana will take as a Godan because they don't live in flats like today. They have a house, they have place. And if you have 12 cows, you get milk, so much milk. With the milk, you can make ghee. You can do yagna. Over. We can do arti also. And then milk you can drink. If nothing is there, at least you have milk to drink. And with the cow dung, you can do agriculture. And cow urine is medicine. Even a sight of a cow removes diseases. Forget about the cow urine and cow dung, which are all helpful for the health. Panchagavya, Panchamrita, all can be used for Krishna Seva. So he was very happy. He said, "Thank you so much." All healthy young cows, milk yielding cows. He took the cows very happily. Then what happened? After a few days, one more Brahmana came. He said, "I heard you are very kind and charitable. Can you help me also?" He said, "Yes, please come." And he gave him also 1 dozen cows. But the problem was, one of the cows, the previous person has come running back. It happens sometimes. Animals also get attached. Had running back to that his storehouse where thousands of cows are there, Goshala. It ran back from that Brahmana. That Brahmana came running, seeing where the cow is, and he, by mistake, gave the same cow to the new person. He doesn't know consciously. And that Brahmanas both started fighting. Look at this cheat. He gives cow and takes and gives to another person. He said, "I didn't do anything. Please leave me alone." No, he's a cheat. He does this. And they curse him to become a lizard. Wow. He was saying, "Why you're cursing me? I'll give you 1 dozen cows more. Don't do shrafa." What is this business? They give shrafa to him and go away. Next day he becomes a lizard. Look at this. This is your Manav Seva Madhav. So how dangerous it is just to try to do punya in this world. Nobody can stand in this world and platform of punya. Any day mistake will happen. Any day mistake. You walk, you will step on an ant. Kill. Now be ready. Can you take the reaction? You have to die now, like the ant has died. Very dangerous this world. Padam padam yatapi padam natesham. Every step in this world there is danger. So what is this platform? Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. It will not work. Just this punya doesn't work. Any day papa happen, you'll go to hell. But if you are engaged in Madhava Seva, then all the Papa karma is easily washed away and you'll go back to the kingdom of God. So Vedas or Gita is recommending Madhav Seva, not Manav Seva. You want to do Manav Seva, generally people only talk. Nobody does anything. They only talk. ISKCON is feeding 30 lakh children. Just imagine. I am saying Madhav Seva, still I am doing bigger. ISKCON is the institution, bigger than maybe anybody else. But our focus is Madhav Seva, not Manav Seva. We are giving them prasadam. We are supplying. So we give prasadam. That way it becomes Madhav Seva. Suppose some poor man comes to you, give him prasadam instead of just giving. And let him come to temple. Let him come to temple. He take darshan of the Lord. Give him some prasadam. That is very nice. Okay. Say a child is lost on the road. It is always good to take him to the father's house and leave him there. Father will take care. In the same way, it is always good to remind people that they are servants of the Lord and doesn't take shelter of the Lord. Then all the problems will be over. Okay. And if you give any help in emergency, if you give any help, otherwise you should not give somebody free meal. You should work. Somebody is there, is stout and strong. Take care. Emergency you can give. Then after that, don't give second day. Then he will just sit on you. Suppose you are there. He comes to know very charitable person is there. You give him free food. He will come and eat. He will come every day. He will not work there. Will you do that? You will not do that. Work, sir. Why you think free meal is available? That day emergency was there. You are hungry. I gave. Don't come today again for free meal. Work. You understand? If you make a free meal, then the whole city will come. Why they will cook? Everybody will come to you. So we should be intelligent. So we should be intelligent that do Manav Seva in a day that is beneficial. Best is combine and give. Give spiritual knowledge, some knowledge to set that person is well cultured, just like people are raising children, combine all the aspects of the personality. Prapanchikitaya bodhya hari sambandhi vastunaha mumukshibhi parityago vairagyam phalgam uchyate. When you want to serve the Lord, do not hesitate to use anything which can be used in the service of the Lord. Otherwise, renunciation is called incomplete. Hari sambandhi vastunaha, just like using camera and the speaker, use everything for the pleasure of the Lord. Karma yoga or karma sannyasa. Gneya sanitya sannyasi yona dveshi na kanshati nirdondvai mahabhavo sukham bandhat pramuchyate. One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activity. Now, another important point coming in this chapter, how to live in this world and work. We should neither be attracted nor be repulsed by anything. Suppose somebody shows you cigarette. Neither there should be attraction, neither there should be repulsion. What I have to do with the cigarette? No hating, no liking. Hate also shows some liking. Say, suppose you're walking on the road and a liquor shop is across the road. Hey, liquor shop, liquor shop. Why you are feeling scared? Why you are feeling scared? You go now, do your business. There, really there. Such kind of people are there in the city. Why you're scared of it? You should not be attracted to it. You should not be repulsed to it. Attraction, repulsion are both signs of attachment. So neither hates nor desires. This dvanda, ichha, dvesha, shows attraction to an object. Ichha or dvesha. A devotee has to be free. Mind should be calm and peaceful. Neither there is hatred for anybody, neither there is attraction for anybody. Mind has a tendency to get attached, sankalpa, vikalpa. It attracted to somebody, repulsive to somebody. Mind should be kept calm. That is spiritual life. So how we can do that? We should renounce not the activities. See, another way I explain to you. Suppose I open my eyes and look in this world for enjoyment. Then I'm already a criminal because this is not my word, this is God's word. I'm a Ravana now, trying to enjoy Lakshmi. This whole world is Lord's property, which represents Lakshmi. I want to enjoy Sita, and I'm behaving like a Ravana. And I look at his word as the word of enjoyment. Now, immediately, Maya will say, okay, let me cheat him. Like Mother Sita. Ravana did not cheat Mother Sita. Sita cheated Mother Ravana. He never got Sita. He had a duplicate Sita. And she caused it total destruction. Total destruction. In his own kingdom, whole kingdom was spitting at him. His wife spat at him. What nonsense. Mandodari said this is wrong. Kumbhakarna told him it is wrong. His son told him it is wrong. Vibhishana told him it is wrong. Everybody told it is wrong. He lost respect in his own kingdom. What did he gain finally at the end of the day? And she never allowed him to touch him. And at the end of the day, he died. So he thought he cheated Sita. Actually, Sita cheated him. So similarly, you think I'm going to enjoy this world. This world, Bhudevi is Varadevi's wife, not your wife. Material nature represents Bhudevi, if you know. Bhudevi is not your wife. She is Varadevi's wife. If you try to control her, just like going on the road, you try to control somebody's wife, she'll give you a slap. Same way, this corona is nothing but another slap or slap. You cannot control material energy. It's not your wife. She will not be controlled by you. She will be controlled by her husband, not you. Interesting. So therefore, when you're looking with the criminal mentality, the Maya will cheat you. That Maya means it will start making this world look very attractive and will give you enjoyment, and you develop something is very beautiful, something is very ugly. What is beautiful in this world? I'm sorry if I'm taking too much of your time. What is beautiful in this world? It's just a packet of stool and urine. That's all it is. Arranged in different ways. It becomes beautiful, ugly. Does it have any sense? In a store, mannequin is there. You say it's beautiful or ugly. You've gone mad or what? It's a plastic ball. This is worse than that plastic mannequin. At least in that blood and bone is not there. This is full of blood, bone, and all stool, urine. At least there is no stool, urine, blood in that mannequin. At least simple plastic it is. That is better than this. But you get so inward, so much inward that 90% crimes happen for this only. She did not marry me. I am going mad for her. Pyar ho gaya. What all drama to this bag of stool and urine. Okay? So neither hates nor desires is known to be always renounced. So renunciation, Prabhupada used to say, what you will renounce? There's nothing to renounce in this world. This world was never yours. They will stand outside State Bank of India. Say, I renounce this bank. They'll put him in Nimans. He's a madman. This bank is not his. No, I want to enjoy this bank. They'll call police. Like, arrest this man. He wants to take our money. So similarly, some people do bhogya of this world. They desire this world. They're criminals. Some people do tyaga of the world. They're mad people. Both are nonsense. Both doesn't have any meaning. Say, you drop your purse in the temple. One person picks up the purse and runs away. Desire is not good. He's a thief. One person says, don't touch this purse. The purse is not mine. He's also a madman. Real person is, take up the purse and announce, to whom this purse belongs. And one person raises that. Thank you so much. So that is the bhakta. Karmi tries to enjoy this world. He is a thief. Jnani tries to renounce this world. He is a madman. This world was never his to renounce. अरे अपना है तो renounce करो, अपना था ही नहीं कभी. Renounce किसको कर रहे हो? Bhakta is the best. Why? He offers this world to the owner of the world, Krishna. This world belongs to Krishna. That is the Bhakta. That is always the word. Karmi the thief, Jnani the madman. Bhakta is most intelligent. So such a person liberated from all dualities of this thievery and madness, easily overcome mental bondage and is completely liberated. Renounce results, not action. Never renounce action, but renounce the result. Give the result to Krishna. Offer with the result, worship Krishna. Now I have to tell you some very interesting story. I'll take 5 minutes. How to live in this world and not be touched by the next sloka will talk about this. Padma Patram Imambasa, like a lotus leaf untouched by water. What happens once there was a great Acharya. His name is Namacharya Haridas Thakur, a great Acharya. And this Acharya was sitting in a hut and all the time chanting. That's all he used to do. But wherever he used to go, whole city will come and offer respects to him. How much you cannot hide real glory. Real glory is visible. It doesn't need advertisement. He is not advertising fellow. He silently only thing he's doing is chanting. But he used to chant 192 malas every day. 3 lakh names of the Lord Hari every day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If this speed you chant, it takes 2 hours to chant 16 malas. And 12 times of that, 192, takes 24 hours. Almost 24 hours he is chanting. Little faster. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then he finished in 18 hours. So he has just 5-6 hours remaining. After finishing his mala, after 192 malas, he used to eat little and then take rest. That's all he used to do. And if somebody comes to meet him, he'll give him basic siksha. Please chant Nama, and that's all. He became very, very famous. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself gave him the name Namacharya Haridas Thakur, gave him an authority of the name, worshipper of the holy name, not simply chanter, worshipper of the holy name. So what happened once, and he was very handsome. You can see how beautiful he is. He landed a town, and the head of the town, Ramachandra Khan, it's in Bengal, somewhere in Bengal, became envious of him, very envious. Because he saw the whole city every day going, just paying respects to him and coming out. People, when they see a genuine pure say, they can see this is genuine. He's not making a show. Nobody can chant 24 hours. He's really a saint. Just do his namaskara and come back. Take his darshan. So what happened? Whole city was coming. And he's not obvious. He's just staying outside the town in a small hut. What people are coming, what he does. Okay, somebody asks, he tells him, you chant. So what happens one day, this Ramachandra Khan says, he must be a hypocrite like me, pakhandi, dhongi. I will expose him. He was feeling very envious. Whenever somebody gets respect, people get envious. That's obvious. So what he does, he said, finds a very beautiful prostitute. And he said, I'll pay you like anything. You can see that. She's a young girl, beautiful prostitute. I'll pay you like anything. Some say today, 20 lakh rupees. Today's term. You go to that person and embrace him. And next day, when you go to embrace him, more soldiers will go and eyewitness we will bring to give an account what he was doing. And we'll expose him. This fellow is a dhongi pakhandi. Atmat manate jagat. Whatever you are, you think world is like that only. But Haridas Thakur was not a dhongi. He's a great acharya. See what happens now. So he sleeps, everybody, 7 o'clock is dark. So people go away at home. In the Vedic time, people sleep by 8-9 o'clock. Not that 3 o'clock they sleep like today. That is the time they get up. So she goes, I say 10 o'clock in the night she goes. And Haridas Thakur is chanting. You look at his eyes. He's not even looking at her, fixed. That's the brahmachari eyes. Brahmachari don't stare at the woman's face. And she went there. And she said, my dear Haridas Thakur, you're so handsome. He is handsome, look. Your body is glowing. I want to embrace you. Can't live without it. He said, do one thing. Can I finish my mala? After that we will do. Okay. She's thinking, oh, he agreed. The Ramachandra correct. He is a pakka dhongi. So she sits down. And he's chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. She also in meeting, Hari Krishna Krishna, something, because she's part of the Vedic culture. One day gets over. 5 o'clock comes in the morning, she can hear the sound of people walking toward his ashram. She said, you cheated me? I said, no, I didn't cheat you. A lot of japa was pending. I'm sorry. This sankalpa is there to finish these many rounds. So come early today. I'll finish fast. I'm not taking rest now. I'm starting now only. Nicely we will enjoy. Come. So see, both are cheating each other. Actually, let us see who wins. Next day she comes a bit early. Says 8 o'clock. And he's chanting peacefully. So she says, you're finishing early now? We're going to enjoy? Yeah. I'll finish early. I'm for full free time. And whole night he chants. Again, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. He is peacefully chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We cannot chant like him. That is Shuddha Naam. Chanted with faith and so much love. She's hearing what, and in between she says, Krishna, 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 Krishna. She is also doing little chanting. She gets up and says, you cheated me again today. So I'm very sorry. You know what happened? In 1 month, I have to do 1 crore name. The problem is that it was not finished. So Japa was pending. Okay, enough of your calculation, this counting, that counting. Okay, what I should do now? Come early. Today we will do. She was really frustrated. Go, Ramachandra Khan, if this guy is not cooperating, it looks like he's cheating me. No, he's a dongi. Go once more. Final day, one more day. Okay, final, I'm not going after that. She comes. Now she comes early. She comes at 8 o'clock. Nobody's there. She sits down. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. She looks at him. Actually, he's enjoying the Nama. Nama is like dancing on his tongue, and she can see he's fixed on the Nama. Now she understands that she has made an aparada. Because great saint, we should not offend them. So she falls at his feet and starts crying. Haridas Thakur said, what's your problem, mother? Why you are crying? He said, no, you are so respectful to me, calling me mother. I came for some very bad work. He said, no, I knew that. But I thought anyway, I'll leave this place. I don't want to stay in this. I just need a place to sit down and chant. And here I'm sitting so much far away from city. Still all this fellow is disturbing me. I'll go from this place. So she said, no, before going, make me your Sishya. I saw you for 3 nights. I have full faith in you. You are actually a great saint. I want shelter, your shelter. He said, okay, I'll do that. But first, all the wealth you have from this profession, give it away to poor, saintly people. So she said, okay, I'll do that. She went, located some poor, saintly, nice people who are in need and gave all the wealth. Not Manav Seva, Madhav Seva, saintly people. That's why I said. Simply Manav Seva has no use. And she came back and came back to Haridas Thakur and simple clothes, not all the jewelries and all. That all she has given away. And she came to him. Yes. He said, okay. He got up from his place. Sit down here. And I don't have anything, only the hut. Sit and chant. I'm going. I'll go to some other town. And he instructs her attentively to hear the Nama and chant. So next day when the public came in the morning to take darshan, they saw Haridas Thakur is not there. The prostrate is sitting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. They all knew her. Small town, they know everybody. What kind of person is this Haridas Thakur? Full day. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. She is chanting. Okay. Brahmani adaya karmani sangam takta karoti yaha lipyate nasa papena padna patram imambasa. That's how we should live. Padna patram imambasa. Like a lotus leaf untouched by water. That's how we should live in this world. Just like we are all wearing masks in this month. Or not 1 month now. So March going on this drama. 6 months are over. Why? Because we don't want to get infected. People are infected, they die. Recently in Delhi, somebody whole lung had to be transplanted. Whole lung. Recently in Bangalore, but doctor died. Senior doctor surgeon. Heart, full lung had become fibrosis, waste. They could not do anything and he died. So we have to live carefully. We don't get infection. There is one more infection in the world which you are not pointing out. Infection of Maya. Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Effect of Maya is Rajoguna, Tamoguna. So if you get infected by that, Padma Patram, Ivambasa. Like a lotus leaf, untouched by water. So we are living in this world. So how can we worship? We live in this world, but don't become infected by the unwanted desires in this world. This is another Namupasaka, founder of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada. He had landed in America with only 40 rupees in his pocket. He doesn't have money. And he's surviving by distributing some books which he has written. He had already printed some books. He had taken few trunk load of them, and he's distributing those books. With that, he gets little money. By that, he's surviving day by day. Hardly has any followers. He's sitting in park. Why park? Where whole America youth had left home that time. There was a revolution in America during Vietnam War. Youth had protest, just like farmers thing, like that. Millions of youth are there on the street. They left their homes. There was a revolt again there. Draft board to forcefully recruit youth for fighting in Vietnam. They refused to cooperate with that. There was a kind of disturbance in that country, that a mass disturbance. The crowd was on the streets. So in the park, Prabhupada used to go and do nama, kirtan. Look how they're responding. Simply, he used to sing like this for 4 hours in one time. Just sit down in a place and peacefully chant. Automatically, people will come around and start supporting him. And when he used to come back to his room, he was like a Pied Piper, if you heard the story. Just walk behind him. What was that? The chanting was so pleasing. What you're chanting? I was chanting Krishna name, Rama name. Who is Krishna? Then he'll explain who is Krishna. And then he'll say, please read these books. They'll go back home, read the books, come back to him. We are with you. And Prabhupada made 4,000 to 5,000 full-time youth as his follower. Full-time, dedicated their life in this way. You can see Nam Upasaka, worshipper of the holy name. Okay, some more beautiful points here in this chapter. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, 3 more shlokas, this shloka and 2 more. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane, Gavi Hastini, Shuni Chaiva Sapake Cha Panditaha Samadesh. It's another beautiful jewel, gem of a shloka. If you really renounce very advanced spiritual life, Pandit, the definition of Pandit. So it's not Panditji, this is a real Pandit. What is the definition of Pandit? Samadarshana, he sees equally. Who? A qualified Brahmana. What is a qualified Brahmana means? He has Vidya, knowledge, and is Vinaya. You can see this picture. Vidya Vinaya Brahmana. He's seeing a qualified Brahmana who's full of knowledge and humility. Sampanne, full of that. Gavi, he sees a cow. Hastini, he sees an elephant. Shuni, he sees a dog. Shapake, a dog eater. He's seeing all this kind of people. Samadarshinaha. He sees everybody with equal love. Why? Because God is sitting in everybody's heart with equal love. It's not that God loves dog less or like everybody dog loves equally. But his dog's treatment is different to all because of their situation, because of the mode they are in. But his love is same. Like a doctor, so many people come to him, his love is same, but treatment may be different. So there are different species, but God has equal love for everybody. Same way, because he sees through God, he loves everybody equally. See, that is a beautiful vision of a Pandit. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shunicheva Prasapa Kecha Pandita Samadarshinaha Yehi Samsparshja Bhoga Dukkayo Nava Evate Adi Antavanta Kaunteya Natesharamate Buddha. This is a mind control tip from this chapter. Yehi Samsparshja Bhoga. People who plan enjoyment of senses, contact with sense object. Dukkhayo Nava Evate. It only going to take birth to dukkha. Adi antavanta kaunteya. Such dukkha has pleasures have beginning and end. So we plan enjoyment, in this world, but actually we create misery because there is no happiness in this world. It's like a desert looking for water. There is no water. And running around only pains the leg in a desert. And anyway, material pleasures have beginning and at an end. A sober person doesn't delight in this foolishness. We want permanent pleasure. Ramante yogino anante. A spiritualist want permanent happiness, not temporary happiness. When ISKCON was starting in America, Prabhupada used to actually tell the youth that you look for liquor and drinking or drugs for pleasure, but that pleasure has a beginning and end. But spiritual pleasure is stay high forever. That was the slogan, stay high forever, if we take to spiritual life. So that is advisable. Material pleasures have a beginning and an end. Suppose you want to eat gulab jamun, how many you will eat? 5, 10, 20. After that, it will give you dukkha yona yute. You'll have pain. You'll have some stomach problem. So take another example. If I rub my hand, it's nice. I rub more, it's very nice. But then I have to stop. Blood comes out. That is how this world is. Every pleasure has an end. You have to stop it. Yehi svansvacha bhoga dukkha yona yute. And the pleasure is the beginning and end. So no intelligent people delight in material pleasure. Rather, we should go for spiritual pleasure, which are unending and without any break. And we want that kind of pleasure. And here are insects who lose life because of uncontrollable eye. Then I have deer who loses life because of uncontrollable ear. I have bees who lose life because of uncontrollable smell. The fishes lose life because of uncontrollable taste. An elephant loses life because of uncontrollable sex desire. If they want to catch an elephant, what do? Send a she-elephant. And our hero runs behind her. And she goes around a pit, which is covered with grass. He slips and falls, making a shortcut. And they trap him. See, the big elephant, but trapped now. They starve him a little. Then they drag him out with a tractor. And for whole life, he becomes a slave. This is the intelligence. So one mistake, he loses whole life. But our problem is all the five senses are very strong. Here, one sense was strong. Somebody was, tongue is strong. Somebody's smell is strong. Somebody's eye is strong. Somebody's ear is strong. Somebody's sex desire is strong. But all the senses are very strong. So how much careful we have to be. This is the last shloka of today. Very beautiful shloka, also known as peace shloka. Bhoktarama yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatamam shamtim rachyati. Krishna is saying he is the only enjoyer. Sarvaloka maheshwaram. He is the owner of everything. Suhridam sarvabhutanam. He is the well-wisher of every living entity. Gyatamam shamtim rachyati. Knowing this, person gets peace. How does a person get peace? 3 things he understands. Krishna is the only enjoyer. When you understand Krishna is the only enjoyer means you will supply everything for his enjoyment. There is no competition. If we are all putting stone at the same place, the ripples don't intersect. So in this world, there is no conflict. Like in a temple, different people do different activities, no conflict. Krishna is the enjoyer. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Krishna is the owner of everything. Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, Krishna is the best well-wisher of every living entity. If you know these things, Krishna is the owner, so there is again no fight. This is my land, this is every neighbors are fighting. Are Baba, God is the owner. Let us see to settle down more peacefully. Ownership creates headache. Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, and Krishna is the best friend of every living entity. Gyatamam Shanti. If a person understands this, it becomes very peaceful. Krishna is the only enjoyer. Everything belongs to him. He is my best friend. These 3 principles that we adopt in your life, you get total peace. Okay, done. That's the peace formula. 3 things you accept. Krishna is the only enjoyer. Krishna is the only proprietor. And Krishna is the best friend. You get peace. Suhridam Sarvabhuta, not only my best friend, everybody's best friend. Okay, now Hare Krishna admin.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Babaji.
Okay, what is going on? We have discussed the 27 techniques of mind control. No.
No, Prabhuji, mind control not discussed.
We have finished. We are not body, we are soul.
Yes, Prabhuji. That one finished.
Okay, let us take some questions, and maybe at 8:30 I can take up.
Yes, Prabhuji.
something about mind control techniques.
Padma Priya Mataji, Hare Krishna, please unmute. Padma Priya Mataji.
See, I finished in time now.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhu. Okay, next, Pravat Prabhuji, Pravat Malala. Any question is there? Pravat Malala Prabhuji. Please unmute.
Manas Ranjan Prabhu, quiz is working properly or you are having some...
No, Prabhuji. Clue is a little problem is there, Prabhuji. Teachable. Last time it was working nicely, but this time some problem is there,
Some
Prabhuji.
people are having some problem.
Yes, Prabhuji. Even I have also tried, they are telling it is stucking in between. Log like that content is coming. I have also tried the same thing, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, my doubt for today, I mean, like, it's nothing related to our topic of today, but I know this much is related to Bhagavad Gita and God. So, I want to know what is the language of God? I mean, what is the language they communicate in?
God can speak in any language. He can
Any-
speak parrots also in parrots language. He's not limited.
No, I mean, like,
Are you are worried if Krishna
when they're
comes
in
in
the-
front of you, then in which language he will talk to you?
what is the language they communicate when they're in the underworld?
No. Krishna is not limited to any language. Correct? God is not limited in any way. But true, most refined language is Sanskrit. Devanagari.
Devanagari.
Most that is Sanskrit. Devanagari is another name of Sanskrit.
Okay.
Devanagari means spoken by the Devatas.
Okay.
Isn't it most intelligent, scientific? Pa, pa, ba, ba, ma, ka, ka, ga, ga, ya. You just see, nothing can be more systematic and scientific.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Dattatreya Prabhuji, please unmute. Hello. Hare Krishna, Dattatreya Prabhuji. Okay. Ramnath Prabhuji, please unmute. Hello. Suro Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hello.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hello. Hare Krishna.
Tell me.
Prabhuji, actually, I wanted to ask a question which is related to yesterday and day before yesterday's sessions. So we spoke about, or we discussed about rebirth and the
What did you
fact that
discussed about?
we discussed about rebirth and the fact that as souls we are constantly seeking to reach the divine power, which is Sri Krishna,
Not
and we are
powerful, not power, powerful.
powerful. I'm
Not
sorry.
power. Power is what? Power is atheism. Power is atheism, not theism. Atheist, Gnostic people say power. You want to. Thief is scared to utter the name of God. And a police, he doesn't want. Some police station is there, that is maximum. God is a person, Baba. Why you're scared to say he's a person? He's not powerful. There is a big difference between saying God is power and powerful. Yes.
Sure. Point.
चलो अभी मुश्किल है बहुत मुश्किल चीज है अभी समझेंगे धीरे धीरे समझ अभी तो 18 दिन है
Yes. Thank you. So we are trying to as souls we are trying to reach the divine powerful, and so my question is, as souls, I mean, the number of human beings or the number of people on earth is increasing every day. So is it A, the number of souls are increasing?
No,
B,
no, no. Soul is in every form, no?
okay, okay.
See, in a glass
And
of water, there is 1 billion souls. 1 billion bacteria are there, isn't it?
okay, okay,
Just like
okay,
in this classroom now 243 are there. Now maybe after 10 minutes, only 100 will be there. People come and go. Don't bother about numbers. Soul, the
okay.
space soul occupies in this world is 10,000 part the tip of the hair. Keshagra shatabhagasya shatada kalpitasya. It's like an atom only. Spiritual atom. Spiriton. I call it spiriton.
Okay, okay.
Proton,
And
neutron, spiriton. But it gives consciousness to the whole body. It's more powerful than any other atom in this world, isn't it? Very small. It is tiny, but
yes,
it can. It is presently in slumber, and the mind
okay,
and brain, mind and intelligence taken over, and which is infected a Maya. So it's like hiring a servant and going to sleep, and the servant is selling a house. You have to get up and take charge, otherwise you are gone. And Gita is trying to awaken you. Message of Gita is trying to awake up. We're chanting holy name of the Lord. See, what do you do when you're sleeping? How do you wake you up? We say, what is your name? You say, Suro, get up, Suro, Suro, Suro. And look at that. So
yeah.
similarly, you're spiritually sleeping. So spiritual Shabda will wake you up. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's not a sound vibration matter. It's not a mundane, but it's the name of the Lord is spiritual. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. You'll wake up slowly. You'll wake up.
Guruji, on that note, I, there is another doubt. Do we
Hmm.
have multiple such worlds in which the same soul travels? Is there anything written in Gita about that?
Now, multiple words science says because of string theory, they got
Uh-huh.
badly stuck. The problem the science faced is that the creation is so detailed that even the conditions are unimaginable. How could so fine tuning of the law, just like in physics, so many laws, है ना? Which
Yes.
are constants. Their value is fine tuned, like G capital G, small g, C, so many constants, in science, physics, correct? The
Hmm.
scientists are puzzled how it can be so exactly fine tuned. If fine tuned means there is fine tuner, then they are stuck. Again, there is a creator. Correct? No, there is a debate. No,
Yes.
always in science and devotee. They got stuck.
Yes.
Creationists and scientists always have debate. So they then came out with string theory. Say actually there are unlimited universes. It just happens to be where the values are exact. You got it.
Okay.
Then the question is, then you have gone only one step backward. Then how did unlimited universes came? Again, you're stuck. Just like I say, I'm throwing dice. And by throwing dice, 50% probability it is head, 50% tail. Anna. So how the
Yes.
coin is head? By accident.
Yes.
Okay, 50% is head, accident. But then who made the coin and who was tossing the coin? You're not talking
Yeah.
about that. So who is
Yeah.
making unlimited universes? Just go one step backward. So Vedas talk about Koti, Jagadanda Koti. There are crores of universes. Jagad Anda means exchange. So
Okay.
many universes. Jagadanda Koti. Koti means crores. So one universe, so Vedas prescribe to multiverse, not universe.
Okay.
Okay, you understand? No? Universe means
Yes.
one. Multiverse.
Yes.
Is many. So which one
Many.
Vedas subscribes to? Multiverse. There are
Multiple.
millions of Brahmas in different universes, and our Brahma is quad core. He has four heads.
Yeah.
Four-headed quad core,
Yes.
just like processor you have dual core, he is quad core. He
Yeah.
needs four processor. Already they figured out. You figured out now. Quad core. Already Krishna figured out. And some universes is octa core, centi core. He is that like that. There Brahma once got bewildered. And then Krishna showed him different Brahmas which were more heads. So that is also there. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Quite interesting. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Juhi Mataji, please unmute. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Joy Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare. You can speak now. You are on.
Yes, yes. Prabhuji, I have a question related to
Little
sacrifice.
loudly. Little loudly.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Little more loudly, better. Yeah. Tell me.
I have a question related to sacrifice.
Hmm.
Like in chapter 3, you had explained that we get knowledge from the Lord, which is translated into Vedas, and then we do our duties,
Hmm.
and then we do a sacrifice. So, what does a sacrifice mean, and how can we do it in today's world?
Yeah. That today word I told you, Nama. That's it. Sit at your place and do Nama Sankirtana. Yagnai Sankirtana. See, there is a gratitude, no? You have to
Yes.
express gratitude. You got all the facilities from the Lord. Even you have come from the Lord. So just, I think that is there in every religion, every culture. When people are eating, first they thank the Lord. Hai na? So similarly, you worked hard, you got some money home. When you're bringing money home, to thank the Lord, my Lord. So some sacrifice. At least Kaliuga, everybody is poor. So at least sit down and peacefully chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Yagna is Sankirtana Yagna. Yagnai Sankirtana Prahe Jajantihi Sumedasa. It is said in all intelligent people in Kaliuga will accept this kind of sacrifice, which is simple, isn't it? In this sacrifice, you're not thinking of some personal benefit. We're just doing it for your purification. That's very sattvic sacrifice. There is Rajasic sacrifice where you do a lot of dhoom, dhoom, tam, tam, just to make a show and some material benefit. Correct? Many people do some Yavanas, Yagna to some personal benefit. Correct? You're not like that. You're not doing some tamasic sacrifice to harm somebody. No, you're doing very sattvic. You're just doing japa for self-purification. Isn't that the greatest?
Yes, it is indeed.
That is greatest and doesn't cost you anything.
Absolutely. So, does this also mean living in Krishna consciousness? If
Yeah,
we
that
do,
is Krishna consciousness. It will invoke Krishna consciousness.
so
See,
we
Krishna
work.
consciousness is a mystical consciousness. You can have different consciousness. Correct? I showed you that day. So
Yes.
Krishna consciousness means pleasure. You're drinking the pleasure of serving the Lord. That begins with drinking the pleasure of the vibration of His holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Nama Smarana gives you so much pleasure. Then Rupa Smarana, you see the beautiful form of the Lord in the temple, deities. You go to Tirupati, you go to Udupi, you go to Jagannath Puri, you see the Lord, so beautiful. Then Leela Smarana, you hear about the Lord Leela, so sweet. So one by one it enhances.
Yes.
That is
Thank.
Krishna. What is Krishna consciousness? Pleasure of serving. Just like you eat gulab jamun, you are doing all that sound. At the end, there is a pleasure, no? That is real phala of eating gulab jamun. Correct? Some sweet taste in the mouth. If it is properly made with ghee, you get that very sweet pleasure. The same way, I may do so much sadhana, yagna, bhangana. At the end, there is happiness in the heart. That is Krishna consciousness. Happiness of serving the Lord.
Yes.
And that is not, can be snatched or grabbed. That is a gift from the Lord when you're sincere in your service.
Yes.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hello, Lakshmi Mataji. Please unmute. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my question is regarding yesterday's chapter. You said that in Bhagavad Gita it is written that the divisions of the human society should be mainly based on guna and karma. So my question, the first person who came to my mind was Karna and Ekalavya. Regarding Karna, you told why it was his past karma. But what about Ekalavya? He was pretty
Another
capable
problem.
also, right?
Another problem case. I tell you.
Is there a particular story about it or?
Yeah, I'll tell you. This Ekalavya, Eka, very. I want you to all help me. We should make a knowledge base. Won't that be great? Won't that be great if you make knowledge base? Correct.
Yes, Prabhuji. You should.
Make nice article so that the course becomes amazing. And people just like now, this is a very big question you've asked me. And I may speak something, but I cannot speak fully here. I've just 5-10 minutes. I don't do justice to the subject. I can give some brief, but then refer to an article, and that's like 400, 500 words, elaborate with all references, with all logic, with sketches, isn't it? I want we together make some kind of, this is Ekalavya story. So this is, I give it this. You can read about him. Actually, there was a very deeper reason why. This is reading, you see, takes 10 minutes. Should I give that, and tomorrow can you come back with that? That will be better.
Sure, Prabhuji. Sure, that
Okay.
will do.
Yeah, there is, what is your name? Your name is Lakshmi. Oh, the name is so auspicious, Lakshmi. We get Lakshmi after talking to you. Yes. See, can you see that? I've shared with you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please read it. Please read
Sure.
it. One thing is short, brief, because anyway you asked. He came to fight against Krishna.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put it for everybody later.
Hmm.
His intentions were not very noble. As much what is. Okay, I put to everybody the link. Okay? I put everybody, just read this. Okay, tomorrow we discuss.
Okay,
He was
Prabhuji.
see, why he had to join the army of demons and fight against Krishna? Krishna had to kill him. Krishna killed him finally. He came to fight. He would have been more dangerous with that thumb.
Yes,
See,
Prabhuji.
what is important is, say somebody says no. I told you in the life, whenever you get no from a respectable person, don't force it out. Okay.
Okay.
Correct? Accept it. We
Yes.
don't get everything in life. Dronacharya told him no. That's it, no? Over. Why you want to make Murti of Drona and steal knowledge, forcefully get knowledge from? That's what he was trying to do. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji. True.
Accept. And actually, if you go detailed later, it was not, he proved he was unfit for Dronacharya's knowledge. Had Dronacharya trained him, his intentions were not correct, which he proved in his later part of his life. He joined the party of the demons and fought against Krishna, and Krishna personally killed him. This is looking joke. No, why did he do that? If he was a noble person, then why did he do that? Correct?
Yes.
So you read that article, it shows very nicely. Why did he continue?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, thank
Prabhuji,
you.
I have one more question. Actually, like you said, Madhava Seva is Manava Seva.
This is today's bomb. Today's bomb material. Every class, one bomb I'll throw.
Actually, okay, we are just passing across a road and we find somebody who is like not unwell, sick, waiting for food, hungry for probably days. What should we do? Should we
That's
try
an
and...
emergency. That's an emergency. You have to act at that time. You cannot allow anybody to die. Correct? Act.
Okay, yes.
But you have to think of long term now. Correct? He will come next. See, people are such. If they know free meal is there, again he will come next day. What are you going to do next day?
So
You
what
make
about...
so you give a, you see, therefore you have to give a wholesome program. First thing, he cannot get food without working. You have to see, okay, clean my garden. Correct? Don't give me food. Would you do that? Suppose every day somebody comes for lunch. What do you say? Work, not free meal. You say, okay, clean my garden, and you cut this, make him do some work. Then give him some prasadam. Don't give him just food, some prasad. Because he got engagement for his mind, and his mind will be peaceful. Correct? Without engagement, people are in trouble actually. Give him some good engagement, then give him some prasadam. Tell him he should chant the holy name. So you have given him everything. You gave him employment. If you can, he can give you everything. Or tell him to look for a job. Correct? You tell him that was an emergency. You should not. Suppose he's healthy, stout and strong, take it. If he is sick, then there are hospitals to take care of it. There are other places to take care.
What about donating to orphanages or old age home destitutes who are not able to,
Try to first
manage their own
understand.
life?
First understand. Deeply first understand. Why orphanages existing, why old age homes are existing? Because people are throwing children and old people out of the house. First,
Yes,
deeper you go.
actually, that is a sad
We have to solve problem at the root. Why root? Because people have become very materialistic. They don't want to serve anybody. They just want, see, more person wants to enjoy senses, more he becomes uncontrolled. Emergency ways, okay, you can work on the orphanage and old age home, but at the long term, you have to solve this problem, no? How long, how much we can do? And actually duty, it's not the duty of the parents to take care of children, not throw them on the street. A duty of everybody to take care of his parents. Very austerity to take care of the parents, but they also took care of us when you're children. Isn't it our duty?
True,
It's a
true,
duty.
Guruji. But
We have to give back. And I tell people, you're taking a parent, just watch what your children will do to you when you grow up. They're watching this. They will also throw you out.
yes, Guruji, but we
They
can't
will
stop
they
that.
will be planning to book a old age home already. So emergency is separate issue. There is emergency. Somebody is starving. You have to go and help. Yes, gentleman. Correct. But also see to it, you do it in such a way that the money is not misused.
Yes,
Sometimes somebody comes for money, you give him money, he may drink. Be careful. Give him food in a way that money, your hard-earned wealth should not be misused. No? Isn't it? That is one part. Second part is try to solve the problem at the root. If the people are more spiritual, more pure, then you understand a drug addict steals from the father's pocket. He goes crazy. So more and more people are becoming, senses are becoming agitated. They become more and more self-centered. They don't want to take care of anybody else. The more the senses are under control, they are very respectful, caring. Like Yudhishthira, after the war was over, took Dhritarashtra to his palace, kept him respectful in the palace like his father. Every day bowed down to him. He used to say him that you took care of me because my father died, Pandu died. But in reciprocation, I was so lack of gratitude, I killed your children. Please pardon me. He was the nobleness personified. Every day he used to come and very respectfully inquire his health, take care of them. And in case he had a big decision to make, what your advice actually? What do you like to say? He kept him so comfortably. It was Vidura who came and took him. Vidura came back. Vidura was not there in Mahabharata war. Vidura had gone for tapasya. He was fed up of all these people. He was hearing Bhagavata from Maitreya and relishing. He was not there in the Mahabharata war. And he came back. And Vidura is who is Yamaraj himself actually. He is the incarnation of Yamaraj. And he wanted to help his brother Dhritarashtra. Again, he instructed his brother Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra now things made sense to him. And he said, my dear brother, come. And he went with Vidura for spiritual practices after that.
Okay. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Next, Sopan Kumar Das, Prabhuji. Please unmute.
हरे कृष्णा स्वपन जी, कुमार दास, आप बंगाल से हैं या दीक्षा का नाम है दास? स्वपन जी बोलिए। नहीं, आपका आवाज, आपका मोबाइल या लैपटॉप म्यूटेड है, हमारी तरफ से ऑन है। हरे कृष्णा स्वपन जी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
I think some problem, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा रामनाथ माता जी, यू आर रेडी?
हाँ, हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हाँ बोलिए माता जी।
हाँ, I want to know about this birthmark. My question is regarding birthmark.
You have a birthmark? Huh?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. But I want to know more about this. Like, see, when we have some owns, any owns, but when we die, our body goes. It doesn't remain. So how the birthmark comes in next janma?
I told you the answer. I told you the answer yesterday. See, birthmark was the data which came from this scientist, and they wanted a resolution, and they said it connects, but they don't know how it connects. I give you the answer. See, whatever you think at the time of death and your karma, you get a body. That you know, na? If I'm thinking of flying, you get a bird's body. If I'm thinking of swimming, you get a fish body. You're thinking of, sleeping, you get a bear's body. You want to eat meat, you get a tiger's body. Based on your desires, you get a body. Okay? And there is no mistake in that. Exactly, nature stitches cloth according to your mind. And perfect fit it is. Everybody is happy with his body. Okay. But apart from that, your desire, that pain is there. Somebody shot you here. And there are small markers. In the subtle body, you have three bodies. You have a gross body, you have a subtle body, just your undershirt, and you have a spiritual body. Correct? There are three bodies. The soul is going along with the subtle mind. Subtle mind goes along. Your mana, buddhi, ahankara goes along. Sukshma sharira along. We have three bodies.
This
Gross
must
body,
have missed this, I think so.
one
Three
is soul.
bodies.
One is soul. That we know.
Okay.
Correct? Soul also has a form. See, if I am having shirt is, how can shirt have a form if I do not have a form? Agree?
Oh, correct.
Soul also has a form. At least the concept of form is there. And soul is covered by subtle body. Subtle body is covered by gross body. Okay, there are three bodies. You have mind, no? But today my mind is harassing. Correct? The mind is not this brain. Mind is something else. Subtle is another energy. Subtle. It's like a software. This body is like the hardware. The software is in mind. And soul is separate.
Okay.
Now you can understand those who are scientific students. The DNA only talks about the body. DNA doesn't talk about the mind. Therefore, at home you have two twins. Sometimes your twins, they're both totally different. But the same DNA, they should be same. No, because there is something separate, different mind they're bringing. Correct? Mind is like the software which is running the body. Body is same, but operating system is different. Okay. Now, what happens when you go to the next body? You go with the pain. And that pain is in the subtle body. A small mark.
Okay.
That is how I can reconcile. They say the data is verified. They verified the data, it is true, but they want reconciliation from us. We told them it is because that mind is carrying that pain. You are dying. What you are going with the desire that you get. But along with that, that is also there.
Okay, thank you.
Want that be there. Just think about it. Some injuries, they want that be holding. And you're thinking about, I want to fly. I want to fly. So you got a bird's body, a small mark in that.
And bus. Okay.
And that's what they used to do in so many societies in India. When somebody is dying, say grandfather is dying, in the hand or something, they'll make up with a small mark. And many times people are born in the same family because they're attached to the house, very attached to the family member. And when they're born, they see the hand mark. Aage Dadaji wapas aa gaya.
Okay, Guruji. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Puja Mataji, please unmute Puja Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have this question from chapter 2. And this question has been actually haunting my mind, and I'm not able to, I tried reading Gita many times, but every time I get stuck on this question and I don't proceed further. Rather, I don't understand further. The question is, like Krishna asked Arjun to pick up his weapons and kill his cousins and teachers because they were on the wrong side. His cousin misbehaved or ill-treated them. So does that mean that in real life, if someone does anything wrong to you or your family members, or so then I have the full right to punish them or kill them? I mean, it's not that, right? I mean, in real world, we don't do that. I mean, I always get stuck. Am I not getting the essence of Gita or what it is?
Okay. See, non-violence is not a teaching of Gita. That is clear to you now. Correct, no?
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita is not teaching non-violence. See, suppose you have to depend on what position you are in. Arjuna is in a position of a Kshatriya. Right? Non-violence we practice. See, a Brahmana, just like you may be very Brahminical. Okay? Somebody comes and insults you. You can forgive him. Chalta hai. It's all okay. Forgive. You can forgive because you may be Brahminical. But one man food is other man poison. Not everybody can do that. Kshatriya cannot do that. Kshatriya were a class which trained for administration. That is, an administrator cannot tolerate insult. He is Rajasic. Okay. So Arjuna is representing a Kshatriya. His position may be different. He's the Nitya Siddha or the Lord. And he says in the first chapter, Krishna, can you forgive the Kauravas? He said that. Correct? Krishna said, no, you killed. Hey, not going to leave it. Okay? This is fine.
Yeah.
Because Krishna wants to execute. See, Krishna did not lift weapon. But Arjuna lifting weapon is as good as Krishna lifting weapon because on behalf of Krishna is lifting weapon.
Yeah.
Okay? Krishna is saying, Paritrayana sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam. So they were Dushkritas. He wants to punish. No, what is wrong? Now, are you, when generally you want, when Ravana is being punished, then don't you feel celebration? When they take a bana, you don't want that? No, don't kill
No,
him.
but
You don't like that?
then, but what about in
Like in
real
movie,
life?
like in real life, all of you watch movies. When some hero, a villain will be there, harassing, he kidnaps some girl and harassing people, harassing old people, and hero will come, dishum, dishum. Aren't you happy? Very good, very good. Don't you feel like that? Hmm?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
but
everybody should not lift a weapon. That's the point. We should not lift a weapon. That is for Kshatriyas to do. See, people are today, those Brahmana Kshatriya have gone away. Let us talk about responsibilities. Those who have taken role in administration should not be non-violent. They should take action. Therefore, you need not. You are Brahminical. That is best is highest. Forgive. It is paining. Justice has to be there. You can complain. You can complain to an elder. See, he spoke like this. It is paining to me. Please take action. Or you can complain to police. Yes, somebody should take action. No, that guy should not. If he apologizes to you, that's a separate issue. Doesn't apologize, then he can. Or
no,
if you are larger
I
hearted,
am,
just
I
like
am
we are
asking.
sadhus. We are sadhus. People say so many things we don't care. We just forget. But suppose somebody is obstructing my preaching, I'll complain to the police. Like it just happened. One boy was nagging one girl in this WhatsApp groups. Immediately I complained. I said section of this blah blah blah. Please take action. Report it. Should I have left him? No, I'm not going to leave him. He has come to this forum to disturb a girl. Should I leave him or should I get him punished or not? Should he
Was
punish?
finished.
And after he's punished, I'll put his photo and all say this happened. That is everybody is scared about. These guys are dangerous. Say suppose a thief comes to your house, is stealing your object. What do you say? Steal from their house, steal from. That is foolishness. No, he has to be punished.
No,
Okay.
I'm
But you may not
specifically.
punish. But you may not punish because you're a other. The policeman should give him danda. He needs to be given one danda. So Duryodhan did deserve one danda or not? What do you think about that? After they came after one was, they said, give our kingdom back. He said, no, you came 30 seconds early. So go back again. Just imagine. That guy needs danda. And Bhishma told them, Bhishma showed the whole calculation. No, they had finished their one was. He said, no, 30 seconds early. In Virata, when he came, no, with that son of the king, correct? You know that, no? He was hiding like an image. He said he came 30 seconds early. I was calculating. That curse, a guy needs one done doesn't after. Where they will live? Poor fellows have done so much vanvas, everything. Why you want to honorably give them their piece of kingdom, no? Isn't it?
Yeah,
That would have been
yeah.
just. And Krishna went for a peace offer, then he tried to arrest him. And Krishna said he needs one danda. Laton ke bhoot, baaton se nahi maan. I tell you, see, your heart may be very gentle, puja. Maybe your heart is like puja. Your puja, yeah. But in reality, danda is needed sometimes. Have you seen one city without a police station? No. Correct? You need a
Yeah.
deterrent. Some people need a fear of danda, otherwise they do crazy things. Just like you're walking, somebody trying to steal from your pocket, you may have to give him a slap. And that slap is needed sometimes for him to become scared to do. Otherwise, you don't give a slap, you say, here also, he'll steal you totally, he'll loot you. Correct?
Yes.
Got it. When people become like an animal, they need danda.
Okay.
Okay? As such,
you.
your heart is noble. Correct? But see, everybody is not like you. Some people, they go low in the moods. They become tamasic. Isn't that? They kidnap
Yeah.
girls. You think we should don't do anything? Give him nicely. He has become crazy now. He has come to the animal platform. Say you're walking on the road, a dog follows you. Anna, it happens sometimes. He's about to
Yeah.
bite. What do you do? You have to scare
Of
him.
course,
Nothing
I
else
scare
works.
him.
What do you say? Hut, something you say. Then he roses. Nothing else works because he's an animal. So similarly, when people come down to the level of animal, laton ke bhoot, baaton se nahi maan.
Yeah.
That's why they say for terrorists, India doesn't the government say terrorists. They said they will not listen any other language. They only understand a stick. They said, no, first we should have Shastra. If Shastra doesn't work, Shastra. Correct. So you are a noble-hearted person, just like Arjuna was also noble-hearted. He actually did not want to lift weapons. Again. But
Yeah.
Krishna ordered him. At the end, he's Hanuman, like Hanuman only, great devotee.
He
For
took
Krishna's
the-
sake, see, but one thing, he cleared his slate. When he was saying, I don't want to fight, I don't want the kingdom, he was genuine.
Yes.
He didn't fight for his cause. He was ready to live a simple life of even begging. He was ready. But Krishna said, no, you have to fight. I don't want this kind of cowardice. You have to fight and on my behalf. I will fight. Actually, between conversation between Krishna and Arjuna is one line. Arjuna said, I don't want to fight. Krishna said, fight for me. Oh, you want the war? Huh? Actually, real conversation only this. The rest is Maya created by Krishna so that Arjuna can speak on our behalf and get the knowledge of the Vedas in a summary form. Notes for us. Okay.
And one more question I have, that how is giving prasad in mandir to a beggar or one who is not working is different to we giving food to someone to a beggar?
Yeah, see, try to understand. Why somebody is suffering? Because some papa karma is there. Say, you go to a house. It's a very deep philosophical question you're asking. You go to a house and you see one child is locked in a room. Why? Because he stole some money or he drank something. And mother said, for one day you're going to fast. I'm not going to feed you. It happens sometimes. It is possible or not? Theoretically possible.
Yes.
You're not going to eat. Sometimes we tell somebody does, you are going to miss one meal now as a tapasya because you did something very bad. Not a big deal. And you go there. Food. You throw one paratha. You don't know what's going on. So therefore, if somebody is being punished and you try, you'll not be able to save the punishment. It will come some other way. But when you give prashadam, not only his hunger is satisfied, prashadam brings mercy of the Lord. His karma is also destroyed.
Okay.
And also he is getting spiritually advancement. Is so many. Okay. At a bodily level, food is taken, hunger is taken care. And at a mental level, some purification will happen because prashadam is all. At spiritual level, some spiritual advancement. And karma is destroyed, spiritual advancement comes food. So therefore, prashadam is the best thing. Even we should practice having prashadam if possible. You may not be able to offer everything in house because sattvic ahara nobody takes. You can offer at least a fruit to the Lord. You offer a fruit to the Lord, you can always take prashadam. It's very purifying, very, very purifying.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we start 27 techniques of mind control.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Devash Smita. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have doubt actually that today you told that Manav Seva is Madhav Seva is wrong.
I know I have thrown a bomb today. That's good.
I conflict one. Actually, today I conflict means in my mind. Actually, one confusion is going on. I read Swami Vivekananda's book, and there Swamiji told that Jive Prem Kore Jan Shejan Seviche Ishwar. So now this Gita told that Manav Seva is not a Madhav Seva. Madhav Seva is a Manav Seva. So means if I take these two statement, so it's actually
we have to take Gita's authority. See, all Anandas come secondary. Highest is Krishna. Gita's authority. No Acharya can surpass Bhagavad Gita. Correct? Everybody has to bow down. Whether it be Shankaracharya, maybe Madhvacharya, all bow down to Krishna. Correct? He's the authority. He's God himself. Okay? In a particular, somebody has spoken that is different. So this is the famous shloka. Yatha taror moola nishechanena tirpanti satkanda bhujo upashaka parnahu pahara chaitindriyana tataiva saranam achyuteve. Yatha taror moola nishechana. You put water on the root of the tree, it goes everywhere. I told you the example of that Durvasa Muni when he came to meet Draupadi. Krishna proved it actually. See, there are millions of trillions of people in the world. Can you satisfy everybody? It's very difficult. In fact, we cannot satisfy everybody. Some people always dissatisfy whatever you do. But Krishna, very easy to be satisfied. He's such a great man. The Putana gave poison to Krishna. But what is the result? He took that part that she gave him milk. No, she is my mother. He killed her because she had to be stopped. She was killing children one after another. She had to be stopped. She had to be killed. He killed her. But after that, he said, this one thing great about her. She gave me milk. No, she is my mother. And made her mother Yashoda in spiritual. Look at this is what is discussed about Krishna. This is the kind of soft heart he's had. Today, you may do so much thing for somebody. One time, you may speak something strongly because that is wrong. The person stops talking to you, stops talking for the rest of the life. He forgets for 10 years, maybe you were kind to him, helped him. One thing, maybe you see, nobody can be perfect in relationships and behavior. Something does happen, we speak a little more strongly than even though our intention was correct. I've seen practically as a preacher, that person disconnect from me from the rest of their life. As much I try, no, he's hurt. You devastated me. I never meant that. What have you taken? But it happens. Krishna is not like that. You give a basket of apple to Krishna, and one apple is good, 99 are bad. He accepts that and thanks you. Normal man will throw the whole basket on your head. Correct? So therefore, Acharya say the first personality to serve is God. When Prabhupada was in America, they asked him, what do you say about relationship one man to another man? Prabhupada said, we have nothing to do with that. And Prabhupada is from Bengal. If you love Bengalis, Prabhupada is also Bengali. And he said, in fact, you should read one beautiful book, Chaitanya Charitamrita. You heard about that? That is the sweetest of the book. And for us, we are the followers of Lord Chaitanya. That book is everything. That book is in Bengali. And you really relish that book. In fact, when I do that book, I want some Bengali devotees to come because they read the verses for perfect pronunciation. We cannot get that perfect pronunciation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Prithvichi Yotvachi Nagaradi Gram Swarata Prachara Morana. He declared that. So that is going to happen. I see that is that the prophecy is only, we are just becoming instrument in the hand of Lord Chaitanya. So this is a revolutionary, this concept, but think about it deeply. Actually, it is true. If he is satisfied, whole manifestation can feel so powerful. And individually, people are limited. What do you do in family? Say you want to satisfy somebody. Today he will say something, other person in family says something. Better focus on satisfying the Lord. Automatically, everybody becomes peaceful because you are so happy. When you are very happy within the heart, you can handle people with negative energy. So you have in your eyes well-wish for everybody. When you are totally satisfied in the heart, when there is a bit of frustration in the heart, you can't handle people. You yourself start bursting out in them. Okay, it's a tough question, but I say Bhagavad Gita is supreme always. Okay, so you should read Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yeah, I will definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Okay, what do you want me to do? Should I go techniques of mind control? Vipinji, your choice.
Prabhuji, I just ask you one question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you look to be some scholar or some big manager. Your voice is very...
No. I'm just a doctor. No, the thing is, from my very limited understanding of our philosophy, we have Advaitam, Dvaitam, and Visishtadvaitam. Now, I'm a little confused. Like,
more I'll tell you. I'll confuse you a little more. There is Achinta Bheda Veda also.
Yeah.
See, let us hear Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Advaitam, why does Buddhism is given a Buddha, who is Vishnu.
Yeah.
Advaitam is given by Shankaracharya, who is Shiva. Dvaita was spoken by Madhvacharya, who is Hanuman. And Vishis Advaita spoken by Ramanacharya, who is Lakshmana. Okay. Now, these personalities are so big, they cannot speak wrong. At the same time, philosophy looks to be apparently different. Correct?
Correct.
Now, this requires me at least 5 minutes of explanation. I'll do it now, but details some other day.
Sure.
All of them spoke according to time and situation. According to time and situation. There was a situation where whole India, when the Kali Yuga began, degraded to total madness, sinful activities in the name of the Vedas. Therefore, Buddha came down, he said only one thing, ahimsa paramo dharma. Just like we had Devasmita saying, or somebody else saying, somebody else was saying, why should I do war? So that is good heart actually, sweet heart. Why I should give pain to another person. Correct? That's a very noble heart. When you're living in a hospital with another roommate, why should not cause inconvenience to him? That's a gentleman. Correct? We are living in the world, co-inhabiting this world. We don't want to give pain or any discomfort to another individual in this world. That means that is the beginning of dharma.
Correct.
That is under 6 dharmas that told, called upadharma. It's actually not dharma because there is no talk about soul and God at all in it. Buddha didn't talk about soul, never talked about God. When he was God, he used to be silent. But the joke is, they worship him. They have gone to Buddhist country. The way they worship Buddha is the same way we worship Krishna in the temple. They don't know Buddha as God. Hardly matters. At the end of the day, they're worshipping with agarbatti and flowers. Dhupa, pushpa, arti they do. We are happy. He's tricked them enough. They were not ready for understanding of God and soul at all. Society is totally degraded. But in the result of that, what happened? Sanatana Dharma went out of India. Temples were abandoned because people had become so degraded. They were not fit for any worship. They were doing balis in the temple and made temples into slaughterhouses. So it had to be stopped. Such people better not come to temple. Correct? But in the overall, the mass influence is so powerful. Imagine, Karuna is such a great thing. Suppose you are also a doctor. You go to somebody and say with Karuna, Vishnu, and Buddha, who looks as beautiful as Krishna, is Krishna only, with with large lotus eyes, talked about Karuna. People started break down. Yes, we should. He said, you know how much pain you're giving to that animal when you slaughter him? Yes. One piece of meat you put on your tongue. Where is the Karuna? He's your younger brother. Have Karuna on him. You can leave him. Correct. Many people say, God kept his word for my enjoyment. Your younger brothers deserve protection, not exploitation. Your younger brother, you should be merciful to him. He said, have Karuna on other people and also have Karuna on these poor animals. Very great, noble thing. Wonderful thing. People got touched and they felt great peace. Because misfollowing of the Vedas was not giving them any peace. But following even upadharma was something for them. People see, unless he gets something, he did not lift a weapon. In India, never weapon was lifted when the philosophies were changed. Correct? Buddha did not lift a single weapon. Whole India was wiped out. Sanatana Dharma was wiped out without lifting a weapon. That's the greatness of this country. Then Shankaracharya came in. Who is Shankaracharya? Lord Shiva. And Shiva, when he came, now he cannot suddenly bring back the whole thing. Who is he? Shiva. Look at his life. At 8 years, he took sannyas. At 8 years, he knew all the Vedas. 8 years. 8 years, I was sitting with a thumb in my mouth. 8 years of age. Can you imagine? We can't even thinking of walking out of the house out of 8 years. And he started traveling all around India. Study Shankaracharya's life. He only lived for 32 years. That's all. Most of us have finished 32 years. He single-handedly saved the Sanatana Dharma. Single-handedly, look at his contribution. Alone, one man walked to all over India. All the great Buddhists came to him because he was famous as a great learned personality. Young boy, they will debate with him. They smash them in debate. They used to say Shunya. At the end, everything is Shunya. And Shankara used to say, no, it's not Shunya, it is Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Shunya means it's like dark. It's not light. At the end, there is Jyoti. Shunya is almost like science today. After death, everything goes back to the earth. Correct? There is nothing remaining. Shankaracharya said, no, there is something remaining, that is Atma. And he brought the knowledge of Atma back to society. Aham Brahmasmi Tattamasi. He developed only till that much. He completed the work. And you see, they're effective. Buddhists wiped out of India. No Buddhists remaining. Dalai Lama recently came. Otherwise, there is no large practice of Buddhism in India. Only one man did it, alone Shankaracharya. Correct? And he made 4 mathas, 4 parts of India, mark of it, Digvijay. And he completed, finished his mission and left at 32 years. Ye nahi lage 100 saal tak kaam nahi ho raha. Finished the work, but he spoke as much people can understand. He cannot suddenly, it's like colleges, you have first class, second class, third class. No, in the first class, if I tell 5 minus 10, child will faint. He cannot handle negative numbers. But after 5th, 6th class, he can understand negative numbers. And 10th class, the teacher's root of -1, which till today I didn't understand what it is there. You understand? Things become difficult. They look contradictory. If you ask a small child, what is root of -1? Hey, not there. Apparently, we are speaking contradictory, but it's not contradictory. We are speaking according to the level of understanding. Then the Vaishnavacharyas came, Ram, Anuja, Lakshmana, and Madhvacharya Hanuman. They spoke Vishish Advaita, Madhvacharya spoke Dvaita. There are 2 more Vaishnavacharyas, Vishnu Swami and Nimbarka Swami. They're also Vaishnavacharya. They also spoke another variety. All this Vishish Advaita, Dvaita, they're all Vaishnava Tattva. God is supreme, we are his servant. There is slight difference in them on emphasis. Ramanacharya emphasized more on seva to the Vaishnavas and dasa attitude. Madhvacharya emphasized on difference between body and soul, between soul and God. Dvaita, that's why you're always sitting with hand like this. two. You know that? Madhacharya, you see? Two. We are not one. Even his mudra is like this. Even before discussion, two. This is not going to be, this is, I'm not going to agree. This is two. You have seen Madhacharya any murti? He's sitting like the two. He is beginning itself two. We are not one. We are two. Anu and Vibhu. We are small. God is great. We are photon. God is like the sun. And he showed, because Shankaracharya brought the Vedic book back to the house. And he commented not on every book. He never commented on Bhagavata. He commented on only few 11 scriptures. He brought all the scriptures. And then different verses he started explaining. Actually, it's great. We are, say, Buddha said there is darkness. Then Shankaracharya said there is light. Madhacharya said light, there are colors. There is variety in Brahman. Para Brahman and Jiva and normal Brahman. There is a variety between us and God. We are not God. We are dasas of the Lord. This was both established Ramanacharya and Madhvacharya, Nimbarka Swami, Vishnu Swami, four Acharya. They are Vaishnavacharyas. Therefore, the four paramparas which are listed in Padma Purana, these four names are there. Shankaracharya name is not there. They say if you Sampradaya Vihina Mantra Nishphala. That's the shloka you can locate, search on the Google. Sampradaya Vihina Mantra Nishphala. Any mantra which is not taken by Sampradaya will not be effective. Means along with mantra, training should be there, other rules and regulations. And then it says, these are the four names. Ramanacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarka Swami, Vishnu. The names are given in the Veda. Their names are already predicted. Shankaracharya came to do a temporary job in between between Buddhist Tattva and Vaishnava Tattva. And this is revealed in the Shastra. Now I'll tell you about Shankara. Buddha you all know. Now there is a verse in the Shastra which says, Maya Vadam Asha Shastram. Maya Vadam Asha Shastram. Prachavna Baudam Uchyate. Maya Vadam Asat Shastram. This is the verse. Can you see that? Can you see this verse now? Maya Vadam Asat Shastram. Prachavna Baudam Uchyate. Maye Vihitam Devi. Kalau Brahmana Murtina. This instruction is coming from Padma Purana, Uttarkhanda 25.7. Lord Shiva is telling to his wife Durga, in the age of Kali, I will take the form of a Brahmana and explain the Veda through false scripture in an atheistic way, similar to the Buddhist philosophy. So he cannot speak suddenly different, almost like Buddhism, and he revealed presence of the soul. This was the great contribution of Shankaracharya. And he saved the Sanatan Dharma all alone. Maya Vadam Asat, Asat. It's not Sat, Asat Shastra. Prachavna Baudhamuchate. What I'm speaking is hidden Buddhism. Maye Vihitam Devi, Kalau Brahmana Murtine. In the form of Brahmana, I'll do. This is just one. There are actually dozens of references I have. I showed you one reference which is very clear. Okay. Vipinji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for a very important and good question. And again, this question we should have like a knowledge paper. Anna? Finish this course. Let us work together. First, you should be convinced. Understand it. We should together. I see alone I cannot. I'm having in a day sometime 9 classes. You understand the situation. We can together work, make nice articles with nice sketches, nice examples, nice quotation reference from the Shastra and put it up. There are other 12 references I cannot get suddenly, correct? So we can together make it everything on a knowledge base. Yes, here it is. So all the thing, if it is there, I tell you, this course will become fabulous. Anna? Thank you. Yes, Rashmi Mataji, Hare Krishna, your teacher has come for the 9 o'clock class. I will assure you, we have 11 minutes. We will now see 3 techniques of mind control. Ready, everybody?
Ready.
Okay. This is actually 27 techniques. So like this, it will take 9 days, but I hope we go faster someday. 6th chapter is, we will go every day, we will do 3, 4, 3, 4, slowly grow. Then we have to do science and spirituality also. Very, very big topic. Science and spirituality and science versus, I'll take both kind. Where science and spirituality does not agree at all, and where they agree, they can work together. Okay. I will take it from the middle here. In fact, I'm thinking of making a seminar itself on this, because this was developed as a workshop in the colleges, but it takes 2-3 hours, but we are doing it snippets. See, we have 3 bodies, I told you. One is gross body, made of Panchaputta, earth, water, fire, air, ether. This will explain, I'll explain in the 7th chapter. What are these Panchaputta? Basically, you ought to know of is blood, tissue, muscle and all. One is subtle body, which you can see here, which is mind, intelligence, and false ego. Okay, you agree that also? And one, there is spiritual body, Sachidananda, the soul. Okay, fine. We have 3 bodies. Subtle body we all have. So my techniques will be some techniques out of the gross body, some for the mind, and some for the soul. All the 3 I'll be working to make a comprehensive 27 techniques. Some are common sense, some are directly derived from the shlokas of Gita. Let us take about physical, mental, and spiritual. Let us now focus on physical methods. Generally, what people do physical method is yogasanas, pranayama, kriyas, and sitting postures. That's generally what people do. They all give you only a temporary benefit. Just like what people do, some kind of a, you think mind is controlled by that, but you do get some peace of mind for temporary time. Some purificatory from, these are from Ayurveda, some kind of purification of the body. That will also give you some temporary benefit. Sitting posture, you cannot control mind with sitting posture. You get some peace by yoga asana, literally you get peace of mind. That's all it is. It's not a permanent benefit. I'm talking into something which is very practical and a permanent benefit. What is that? Take care of your eating and sleeping. I am now entering first year sleep time. Sleep early and get up early. Sleep by 10 max, and 6 hours sleep, 4 o'clock you are up. You just think about today, the whole world is moving toward, they're talking about natural life, isn't it? Everybody's talking about natural life or not? Organic food, natural life, back to nature, back to nature. Just think about 100 years before, electricity was not there. What the nature's way, if there is no electricity, it happened to one of our ISKCON ashram is in Salem for an experiment. That sannyasi there removed the electricity he just disconnected electricity from that ashram. He told me everybody sleeps at 7 o'clock because 6 o'clock there is no light. What if there is no light only? How much you sit with? There is no electric connection only inside. So what you'll do long after some time, 7 o'clock, 7:30 everybody sleeps. It's a very nice, they sleep so early and they get up at 2 o'clock. So that is natural. Our body is, you now go for millions of years, our body was meant for early sleeping. And also, so many even America has daylight saving. Even Bangladesh has daylight saving. So many poor birds, Australia has daylight saving. Why do they do that? Because you can save electricity. If you sleep early, get up early, suppose you're sleeping at 2 o'clock in the night, all the lights are on, no? Aren't you wasting electricity? If you can sleep early and get up early, you can take advantage. They call it daylight saving. So always it is economical also to sleep early, get up early. And also it is studied, the body is designed in such a way, it is good to sleep early. It is healthy for the body. This has been various analysis done. Early to bird, early to rise makes healthy, wealthy, and wise. In the early morning time, the time is called Brahma Muhurta. Imagine at this time, if you are awake. I don't know how many have seen sunrise. In my college, I saw sunrise after I became spiritually interested. I used to get up at 4 o'clock. Before that, I used to sleep at 3 o'clock. I think most of people are like, sunrise we never saw. I used to get up, whole hostel is sleeping. General time, it has not changed today. Modern day youth is 3, 2 they sleep. And I used to walk in the garden, beautiful garden the campus had. So nice flowers. Nobody is there. 5 o'clock, etc. So freshening, so fresh air. Only good thoughts you get. Even in the buses, I used to travel in bus sometime in the early morning time. They don't put film songs at that time, 6 o'clock. They put some bhajans. The atmosphere is such, it induces peace of mind. It is best time for doing any spiritual practice. So that is what is early to bed, early to rise. If you value spiritual life, you will sleep early. Because see, if morning you're chanting and afternoon you're chanting, say you tell afternoon, I want private time, don't disturb me, I have to chant for half an hour. Will people tolerate that? If you give a ring, if somebody doesn't pick up, won't you get angry? No, I was just chanting. You know what? Do it at some other time. This is the work time. So you cannot do actually during work time. Therefore, early morning is the best time. Next thing, I'm entering your plate. Eat sattvic food. What is sattvic food? Can you Google it out? Because I don't know what to say. I'll tell in the 9th chapter. You have 4 more days I have reprieve. After that, I know many will be angry with me. Sattvic food increases the duration of life, purify one existence, gives strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such nourishing food are sweet, juicy, fattening, and palatable. Okay. Food that are too bitter, too sour, too salty, too pungent, even too sweet, you can add to it, just like bakery products made of maida, they're all rajasic. Once in a while, okay, you ate in some function, some bakery product, okay, but daily is not. Why is it that these products are banned in front of colleges and schools? It is banned by order. It's not good for anybody's health. So the rajasic food at that moment looks very attractive, like pani puri, chaat masala. Then it causes some problem in the stomach. It's not good for our health. Maida is considered in Ayurveda poison because it just sticks to the intestine. So modes of such food are liked by people in mode of passion. At that moment, it's very good on the tongue, but there is problem in the health after that. This is rajasic. And then tamasic food, such food, this is, okay, such food cause pain, distress, and disease. That's bring to rajasic. Food cooked more than 3 hours before being eaten. It's rotting, stinking, which is tasteless, stale, putrid, and decomposed, and unclean, is a food like a people in the mode of ignorance. Now, what is tamasic food? Please Google it out. I'll tell you in the 9th chapter, not today. So tamasic food, liquor is at least come here. 3 hours, it is made 300 hours before. Stinking. But people like it. Who like it? Tamasic people. So therefore, if you want to, you are what you eat. You are what you eat. So if you want to improve in spiritual life, always eat sattvic ahara. That will make it easy for you to control the mind. And here is sattvic ahara. Even looking it's so pleasant. Even looking it's so pleasant. Look at it, you feel so happy to see fruits. You see vegetables. You feel so pleasant. And imagine rasic food, so much chili and spices, heavy chili. Even though, like if you eat, that smoke comes from both the ears. This is sattvic ahara. See how nice it is. There is no need to eat rasic and tamasic ahara because so many varieties of sattvic ahara can be made. Okay, so you are welcome. Come to our temple sometime when this corona fever gets over. Maybe 1 or 2 months, 6 months, I do not know. Welcome. You have beautiful guest house. Stay with us. Afternoon time, we offer to the Lord Raj Bhoga. If you have Krishna deity, you have to offer in temple called Raj Bhoga, King's Bhoga. And then you can have the prasad. Hare Krishna. So I think I end here today. We are almost done with the time. Hare Krishna. Nice. Makes sense. Very good sense. Sleep early. See, I am a youth teacher. These are all made for youngsters. Straight away, first on their sleep pattern and their sattvic food pattern. It immediately will give you a lot of relief. Sudden change. Now, tomorrow I'll talk about other things. Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you very much. Now we have Rashi Mataji. She has come for the next class, which starts at 9 o'clock. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Nishka Soni, you have any question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What, you have come for the 7 o'clock class or you come early for the 9 o'clock class?
No, 7 o'clock class.
Okay. You came late for the 7 o'clock class.
No. I'm attending from the starting only.
Okay, thank you. So, you like the class?
Yes.
Okay, what did you like today? Tell me what one thing was very nice, was an interesting thing in the class.
Everything was very nice.
Okay. But something you remember today.
We should sleep early and wake up early.
Great. See? Straight away gone. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay. So I think we can have some kirtan. So who is going to do Kirtan? Any Kirtaniya is there? Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Raja Priya Sakhi, already you are Krishna's Bhakta.
Hare Krishna.
You know Prabhupada tune? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today also, the 2 days, Friday, Saturday, I have a parallel class at 9 o'clock. So I will go to my Bhakti Vriksha and I'll come back. Rashi Mataji will take class, and I think you all enjoyed yesterday the class. Okay, so I will go now. I'll make Mataji the host. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, your voice is clear.
Yeah, so it's audible, right? Yes, Prabhu. So Hare Krishna everyone. So today I'll be again substituting for Namanishta Prabhu. So kindly bear with my incompetencies. But today we are going to do a very interesting chapter, that is chapter 5, and that is Karma Yoga. So I'll just share the slides with you, the screen. Yeah. So the screen is visible, isn't it? We have the admins. The slide is visible, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. So today we are going to do chapter 5, which is Karma Yoga. And we also studied Karma Yoga in chapter 3. So here again, it's an extension and it's action in Krishna consciousness. If we see the Bhagavad Gita, the first 6 chapters are Karma Yoga chapters essentially. And through Karma Yoga, we get Bhakti. And the center 6 chapters are pure Bhakti Yoga chapters. And the last 6 chapters are Jnana chapters. Through Jnana, we get Bhakti. How to get Bhakti through Jnana. So in chapter 5 again, we are going to study about in more detail and again leading to Bhakti. So text 1, there's Arjuna's confusion. Okay, Arjuna is confused. So Arjuna is telling, Arjuna uvacha sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha samshasi yashreya etayor ekam tanme bruhi su nischitam. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, first of all you ask me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial?" So Krishna is being asked by Arjuna that please clarify this with me, because you have spoken about karma sannyasa and now you're telling me to work with devotion. So what exactly should I do? Tell me what is most beneficial of the two. Now we should understand what is karma sannyasa. That we know. Karma sannyasa is leaving up work. Sannyasa is renunciation. So leave what? Work. So leave your work. And what do? You go to the forest essentially and meditate on the Lord. But Krishna is not recommending that. And usually the general principle also for us, usually in the material world today, is that, whenever we talk about spirituality, we need to, leave our work, leave and then go to some forest or go to some ashram and go and sit and then meditate. But Krishna is not telling that. He's telling karma, he's talking the opposite actually. Not karma sannyasa, he's talking about sannyasa in karma. See, do you see the difference? What is this sannyasa in karma? That means karma, you do your work, but then you renounce the fruits of the activity. And how does that happen? When you work with devotion towards the Lord. So Krishna is not recommending us to sit idle. And I think even we have observed this. Whenever we are free, on a particular day and we don't do much, we feel very dull and lethargic. But the day we accomplish a lot of activity, we feel very refreshed. We feel very happy. And we also have observed that many times people who have taken retirement, they also, after a point, they do not enjoy much. I mean, they become very dull and they're actually wanting to do something, but there is nothing to do. So when we work, actually, we are satisfied. But then there's a difference. We have to work for the service of the Lord. So the takeaway over here is clarifications are good. They are the evidence of interest and understanding, both in spiritual and material sciences. So we have to thank Arjuna because he is asking these doubts for our sake. Arjuna was very clear after the end of the second chapter. All his doubts were cleared and he actually had no more doubts. But then he's asked, the Bhagavad Gita is expanded for our sake so that we are also completely clear. And especially when it comes to spiritual science, it is very important to question. Why? Because this is one thing where we cannot take it just blindly, because our whole life, not only this life, but many lives could be spoiled if we do not take the right message. And we are very fortunate because we are getting this spiritual knowledge straight from the Lord himself. Krishna himself is addressing to Arjuna, and we are the benefactors because through Arjuna, even we are receiving this knowledge. And spiritual knowledge is Shabda Pramana. What is Shabda Pramana? That is, we listen, by hearing. So spiritual knowledge is always given through hearing. In fact, none of the Vedic literatures were written in the ancient times because people were so very intelligent. They could just hear and they understood. But it was actually specifically written for the age of Kali Yuga because, everything is very dull. People are very dull. The lifespan is very short. So it is recorded for our sake. And Bhagavad Gita, again, like we are doing this 18 class and not everything could be very clear in this 18 days. So it is very important that we actually reread this again and again. And especially the science of the absolute, it cannot be learned by our own experimentation. Why? Because we are born with 4 defects. What are the 4 defects? One is that we have got imperfect senses. Eyes, eyesight is weak. Even if the eyesight is perfect, we can't see beyond a particular distance. Hearing, listening, everything, our senses are not perfect. Then we also have, we make mistakes. Then we come under illusion and we have the propensity to cheat. So these are the 4 defects. So spiritual knowledge is always heard from a higher authority. And Krishna is the right teacher and Arjuna is a perfect student and he's asking this question. So 5.2, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Sanyasaha Karma Yogascha, Nishreyasa Karav Ubhav, Tayostu Karma Sanyasat, Karma Yoga Vishishyate. The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work and devotion are both good for liberation. So both are good. So if you take up sannyasa, that is also fine. But if you work as a sense of duty, both are, work in devotion to me, work in the service of the Lord, even that is good. And both are good for liberation. But if you have to choose between the two, then devotional service is better than renunciation of work. And we can understand this with this example of Hanuman. Now, if Lord Rama tells Hanuman, go to the forest and meditate on me, I mean, he would, or would you want to, work, obey my orders? Hanuman would never want to go to the forest and sit. He would say, okay, tell me, Lord, what should I do? So he wants to work. He built the bridge. He fought for the Lord. He burnt Lanka. He lifted the mountain, got to get Sanjeevani. So, he's only doing activity, but his activity is not like a normal activity because it is devotional and it is in the service of the Lord. And this is what Krishna is recommending. So this thing of going to the forest, which is of a lot of interest, to a lot of people, they think, oh, going to the forest, that is actually spirituality. So what do actually these people, this whole concept of going to the forest, what do they do? The whole point of sannyasa, going to the forest and living a simple life, is to uphold the 4 pillars of dharma. Now, what are the 4 pillars of dharma? That is mercy, karuna, truthfulness, that is satya, austerity is tapasya, and cleanliness is suchi. In yesterday's class, we studied what is dharma. Okay, Krishna appears whenever there is a decline in dharma. So the dharma is the intrinsic property of anything, and the dharma of the soul is to serve the Lord. And how is this dharma held? By the 4 pillars. And mercy is karuna. So when does mercy go? Mercy goes with meat eating. So the moment we eat meat, the mercy component goes away. Truthfulness, that is satya, that goes away when we get entangled with gambling. Because when somebody gambles, what happens is, we tend to cheat. So when we cheat, we are no longer truthful. And austerity is tapasya. So when we take intoxication, austerity goes away. And how is that? Because you're dependent on an external source for your controlling your senses. As a result, you're not able to perform tapasya. And cleanliness goes away by illicit sex. So these are the 4 pillars of dharma. And in the Satyuga, all the 4 pillars were there. And then in the next yuga, one pillar went on falling. And Kali Yuga now is standing only on 1 pillar. So the whole idea of going to sannyas was to live very minimal and to observe austerity, all the 4 regulative principles, to uphold dharma. And so he was merciful to all the creatures because he doesn't rely on agriculture, ox in the field and transport, so nothing, no pain to any animal. He was truthful to the highest degree because there is no one to talk to. And even if someone comes, he only engages in Krishna Katha and led a very austere life. We can understand in a forest, there is no comfort at all. And clean because he observed celibacy and bathed at least thrice a day. So this is basically the sannyasa concept, going to the forest, which we will be studying later tomorrow in detail, in the Ashtanga Yoga. But everybody knows that pillars are only important if the roof is going to be placed on it, because pillars are nothing but poles if there is no roof on top. So the whole idea of going to the forest and meditating was to see the Lord face to face, so to concentrate, to meditate on the Paramatma who is there within the soul. So we have to understand renouncing, so it is very difficult for us to understand what is this renunciation. Okay, sannyasa has renounced, that we can understand. But then how do we renounce anything? So it is given in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. When persons eager to achieve liberation renounce things related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking them to be material, their renunciation is called incomplete. It's called this Falgu, that is false, Falgu Vairagyam. So false renunciation. Because what can we renounce? Actually, the whole world belongs to the Lord. For example, if I go to the State Bank of India and then I say, State Bank of India, I renounce you. Doesn't it look very stupid and foolish? Because the State Bank of India never belonged to me in the first place. So this whole thing, oh, I am renouncing, this is actually so stupid. And Krishna is telling this is not the right mentality, because we cannot renounce everything, anything. Because the whole world, everything in this world, everything, including our own body, does not belong to us. It belongs to the Lord. So, we can understand, why suicide is also considered so very sinful. This body is actually a gift, and we are this gift by the Lord, and we are the tenants. We are not the owner. We are the tenants in this body for a limited period of time. And this body is not for our own pleasure. It is to serve the Lord. And when we serve the Lord, we also get pleasure. So pleasure is there, but in serving the Lord. And when we do this obnoxious activity, it is all very sinful. So basically, what should we then renounce? This mentality that, I am the enjoyer and everything belongs to me. So what should we do? We should actually use everything in the service of the Lord. For example, that is the internet, right? And today, like, because of the internet, we are all actually connected, and we are actually glorifying the Lord. We are trying to understand the Lord and his message through the Bhagavad Gita. So internet, otherwise, when it is used for our own sense pleasure, I can watch Netflix, I can, do all sorts of things on the net. But when I use it for the service of the Lord, today we are doing a very important activity. It's a transcendental activity, a karma, like yesterday's chapter. So, everything is used in the service of the Lord. This computer, the mic, the mobile. So the mobile can be used for anything, but when it is used in the service of the Lord, it becomes spiritual. So that is what Krishna is telling. Whatever you're doing, do it as a service to me. And that's the mood in which we have to work. And this example is very important. This is this beautiful story from Srimad Bhagavatam to emphasize this point. Nriga, this is Nriga, that's the name of a king. Nrigas fall down due to fruitive activities. Now, who is this king Nriga? He was a very pious king and very saintly king and very charitable, okay? But he was engaged in fruitive activities. So here also we are talking about work. But here, what is it? It is the punya activities. So what is he doing? He's giving in charity. He used to give, lots of cows to all the brahmanas. Whoever came, he used to give. So one day what happened was, one brahmana came to him and he asked for and whenever a brahmana comes, you actually donate because the brahmana is not working, so you have to, the householder maintains the other three social orders, which we will be studying in the later chapters. So because the householder is essentially earning money, the others are not working. So the brahmana is not working, the vanaprastha person is not working, the sannyasa is not working, only the grahastha is working. So the king, so he used to donate these cows, and not ordinary cows, very beautiful cows, very young cows, and decorated, decorated. The horns are decorated, and the bell, golden bell, and anklets, so that way he used to donate the cows. So one day what happened is he gave 12 cows to a particular brahmana, and then another brahmana came and he gave another set of 12 cows to the second brahmana. And so what happened was, by mistake, the cow from the first brahmana's herd went to the second brahmana's, and then both the brahmanas began to fight. They said, this is my cow, and the other one said, my cow. So they went to the king, and then they curse the king. What is this? You are doing some dana, you are doing some punya activities, but you're taking somebody else's cow, which has already been given, and giving it to somebody else. So that's a great offense. And as a result, you see in the first picture, he was cursed to be a lizard in the next birth, a huge lizard, very big, giant lizard. And when the Yadavas, had gone on a picnic, isn't it surprising, sometimes when you think, Krishna and his family also went on picnic like we do. So we are also born in the image of the Lord, so we also actually have these small sparks, where we actually have this connection. So anyway, the children saw the lizard, and it was so big, so they called Krishna, and Krishna pulled him out. And the moment Krishna's hand touched this huge lizard, he got his original body. Okay, so he's actually some sort of a demigod, very pious activity, and he narrates the whole incident. So this just shows the problem of doing fruitive activities when it is not done as a service to the Lord. Giving charity through Krishna is fine, but just when Krishna is missing from the scene, then the whole problem of papa and punya arises. So when you do papa, you get papa. Even if you do punya activities, you come back to the material world. And what happens in this material world? It is, there are 4 problems: birth, old age, birth, death, old age, and disease. And so this whole cycle goes on and on. So this whole earth is made like a hospital, or like a hospital where we go just for some treatment. So if we make a permanent place in arrangement in this temporary place, then it becomes a problem. For example, if we have some sickness and we go to a hospital, And when we go to the hospital, we say, okay, fine, I don't like the color of the walls, so I want to change the color. I want to change the curtains. I want to change the furniture. Doesn't it look a little odd? Why do we want to do that? You will get out after a week. So this is the same thing that we are doing. We are trying to make a permanent arrangement in a temporary place. This earth is temporary, okay? And so, we have a very limited time, very limited energy. So we should use this for our spiritual growth and not make all this elaborate arrangements like we are actually doing nowadays. So this is what is Krishna telling. Don't get into fruitive activities. Serve me, work for me with devotion. So like the way Hanuman has done. So in that way, there would be no results. So then there is no papa. In fact, that will liberate us and we can go with that to the spiritual kingdom. So 5.3, karma yoga or karma sannyasa. Krishna is clarifying for once and for all. Dehasa nitya sannyasi yona dev dveshti na kanshyati nirdvando hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. One who neither hates or desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. Such a person, liberated from all dualities, easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated, O mighty armed Arjuna. So Krishna is telling one who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities. And when does that happen? That happens when we are actually doing devotional service. And such a person is liberated from the dualities. Now, this duality, what is this duality? Liking something and hating something. This duality is actually when we are attached to the fruits. And this is the work of the mind. See, the mind always says, I like this, I don't like this. So when the mind is controlled and is serving the Lord, these dualities do not come. So such a person liberated from all dualities easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated, O mighty armed Arjuna. So Krishna is telling, renounce the results, not the action. And this can be very beautifully explained in the story. So this is the story of Namacharya. So this is, 500 years back almost. This is Haridas Thakur. Okay. So he was a great devotee of the Lord. So what happened was, he was so pious. He used to chant 192 rounds every day. 192 rounds means 108 japa beads are there, no, in a mala. 108 into 192. So actually it takes practically, for a person who is beginning, it takes 16 rounds, takes around 2 hours. And 12 sets, such sets, that means basically 24 hours. But because he was doing it constantly, so maybe he was, doing it faster, but basically around almost, practically whole day and night he was chanting. And India was very, at that time it was, more not as degraded as it was today. And so people were also very pious and they respected saintly people. So wherever he went, huge crowds used to come and pay respects to Haridas Thakur. So what happens naturally when somebody is very famous? This is the arrangement, of the material world. That is how we get envious. So there was one person, the local leader, whose name was Ramachandra Khan. And he said, okay, this person is a Pakhandi. He's not as he's a saint, but he's not actually a saint. So he wants to spoil his name. So what does he do? He sends a prostitute. So she's no ordinary prostitute, very beautiful, and he gives her a lot of money to go and entice him. So she goes in the night to Haridas Thakur and she says, I want to talk to you, and embrace you. So he says, okay, fine, mother, you please sit outside and let me finish my rounds, because I have not finished my, when you, usually when we chant, we have the set number of counts that we have to do. So I have not finished these 192 rounds. So let me finish it. And as soon as I finish, I will come to you. So she sits outside and she hears him chant. And by the time he finishes, it is early morning. And then he says, oh, I'm so sorry. Today I could not do anything with you. So please come tomorrow. So she says, fine. And then she goes the next day. And this happens again the next day, the whole process. And finally, the third day she goes back again. And now what has happened is there's a transformation in her. Naturally, when you hear the vibrations of the Lord, the names of the Lord, and that too coming out from a pure devotee. The effect is huge, so she was completely transformed. She falls at his feet and she asks him mercy, and she asks for forgiveness, and also asks him to, give her diksha. So the same prostitute, was told by Haridas Thakur to actually donate all her wealth, because she was very rich. So all her money, ill-gotten money, was she donated to noble brahmanas. And then she sat in the same place that Haridas Thakur sat, in the same small kutir, and in front of the tulsi, she also started chanting 192 japamalas, and she also became very saintly. So this is the thing, So Haridas Thakur, there were no dualities. He neither hated the prostitute, neither did he desire. So neither hating nor desiring. So such dualities are not there. So this will happen when we are totally under the totally serving the Lord. So this is what happens. And so this is a very beautiful example. So neither hating nor desiring anything. So further, Krishna says 5.10. Brahmani adhyaya karmani sangham tyaktva karoti yaha lipyate nasa papena padma patram evam basa. So this is very nice. We have all seen the lotus flower, right? Now what happens? Where does the lotus grow? It grows in dirty water, okay? But it is not affected by the water. So Krishna is telling, one who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results onto the Supreme God, is not affected by sinful action, as the lotus flower is untouched by water. So any duty that we are doing towards the Lord is not affected by sin when we do it as a service to the Lord. Same like Hanuman. Hanuman burned the whole of Lanka. So burning houses is actually considered very offensive. So he did that. And in the war also, Ravana was killed. So many people were killed, but then again, not offensive. And later again, Arjuna towards the end will pick up his arms and he will fight. And in this battle, again, there is no sin. Why? Because it is done for the satisfaction of the Lord. And so any activity which is done as a service to the Lord is considered not sinful. Okay, and it is regulated also. It's not whimsically, I'm doing it for the sake of the Lord. No, that's not possible. Guided. Okay, so that way, when we do it as a service to the Lord, there is no sin. And it is also a thing for us that even in this world, the whole world, in this material world, it is contaminated so much, but still, we have to be like the lotus and not be touched, by the dirt of anything. So, and that happens when we are totally engaged in the service of the Lord, just like Prabhupada. So this is Prabhupada. I do not know whether you can hear the video. So Prabhupada, he went to the West, and even though they're materially very rich, very opulent, he did not get entangled anyway in the material society that, was there. In fact, he brought them up to his level, spiritual. He brought them to the spiritual platform. And, so that is how we have to be, like a lotus, not affected at all. So that's what Prabhupada, as an example, we can think of. Next, Krishna is talking about a very important thing. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Suni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. That is an outcast. So, who is learned? When we become learned, we are learned person is called a pandita. Okay, so when you are learned, what transformation happens? We become very humble. But usually in material world, whenever someone gets some education, maybe a doctorate or a postdoctorate or whatever, studies from a very recognized university, so they become very puffed up, become very arrogant. But actually when we get really knowledge, we become very humble. So the humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees everyone equally. So when he sees everybody equally across the species, so it's not equality amongst humans only, across the species. So when he sees humans, the cow, the elephant, a dog eater. So basically a brahmana is situated in the mode of goodness. Amongst the animal, a cow is in the mode of goodness. Elephant is in the mode of passion. Dog is in the mode of tamasic, in the mode of ignorance. And so is a dog eater. But then he doesn't distinguish all these bodily concepts. Why? Because he knows the soul, the Paramatma is sitting in every individual. So not only individual, every living entity, right from the trees to the birds, to the insects, to all the animals, amongst all humans. And nowadays we want, we find this, we're talking about all this discrimination that takes place. There's, everyone is fighting for equality, gender equality, racial equality, and so many other things. But it is actually it's not possible for humans to have it within the human society. But actually a learned sage, when he comes into the true knowledge, the knowledge about the soul and the Paramatma, what happens? He sees everyone equally. So there is no distinguishing. And it doesn't mean that, dog, okay, you start Brahmana's feet you wash, and so you wash the feet of the dog also. But basically you see everyone equally with equivision, because you see the soul and you see the spirit soul in every individual, and you see the Lord in every individual. You see the Lord's presence. Like example, a doctor, he treats all his patients equally. Someone will have some disease, someone will have some other disease, but he treats everyone equally. Same way, when you become very learned, you treat not only humans but also all creations very, very equally, because you can see the presence of the Lord. So the world would definitely be a better place if everyone could get along well, and we could work with one another instead of against. This ideology is called universal brotherhood, but there is a difference. But there is a reason this hasn't been seen in practice anywhere in the world. Reason is that universal brotherhood is a distant dream until we accept a common universal father. Only when we accept a common father can we come together. And Krishna is telling, I am that father. So only when you have Krishna consciousness, when we, it is easier for us to actually have equality, because only when we see the Lord in every individual, then only it is possible. Otherwise, we'll always be divided. This is very, very interesting. 5.22. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya ivate adi anantavantaha kaunteya nateshtu ramante buddhaha. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. So intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery. And what is this? Anything that comes, that gives us pleasure because of material contact. So whenever the senses are in touch with sense objects, what happens? There is some sort of a pleasure. So there is pleasure, okay? But that pleasure is temporary. Not only that, it is short-lived. So it starts with pleasure but ends with pain. And an intelligent person does not get entangled with that. And this beautiful example is given, the sense objects, sense and sense objects. Now, if you see this light, which we have always, many of us have seen, I'm just checking. Is my voice clear? Hare Krishna. I'm just. Can you? I don't know. I think you cannot unmute yourself. So, is it clear? You can tell in the chat because I'm not very clear. I saw a few hands raised in between also, so I do not know the issue. It's clear. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. So we have all seen this, right? The street light and the moth. Now, why is that? The moth is actually going in and going inside the tube light. Why? Because its sense of sight, the moth, its sense of sight or the fly, the sense of sight is very, very strong. It is so strong that actually it goes into the tube light, goes into that small opening within the glass shade and enters, and then it can't come out, and it gets roasted and it dies. Okay, just because the power of sight is so very strong. The next one is the deer. Now the deer is very fond of listening to music, and its sense of hearing is very, very strong. Okay, so usually when you want to catch a deer, they usually the hunters play music, because then it just does not move, it just becomes very still. So you can catch it or you can shoot it also, especially percussion drums and all that, very fond of that. So because the sense of hearing is very strong, so it dies just because of its sense of hearing. Same way with the bee. Now what is very strong? The sense of smell, and it's so attracted to the flower lotus, and when the lotus flower closes in the evening, it gets trapped and it dies. So because it loses its life because of the sense of smell. And this is the fish. Now the fish wants to eat a lot. Its sense of taste is very, very strong. And in the ocean or in the river or in any pond or lake, there's actually enough, there is enough of things to eat. But what is happening, that small bait that someone puts through the angling, whatever, you put on the hook, so the fish actually bites it and eats it. So just because its sense of taste is so very strong, it loses its life. Actually, there is no dearth of food in the ocean or in the river. In Krishna's kingdom, actually there is no dearth. There is actually abundance. There's enough and more, and only there is no food wherever humans have intervened. And that's why human society, we have lack of food. But in the animal kingdom, if it is left to itself without any human intervention, there is enough. Krishna provides a grain for the ant. He also provides that 100 kg for the elephant. So there is no dearth. Just like a mother, when she cooks food and gives something, she'll always give more than what the child eats. That's because the love. So Krishna also, out of this abundance love that he has for us, there's enough and more for every living entity. But then it just loses its life for the sense of taste. And then the next sense is the sense of touch. And now here what happens, this is the scene for the elephant. Now for the elephant, the sense of touch or the sense of sex is so strong that the hunter actually catches, not the hunter, but whoever wants to catch the elephant, the government or people who catch the elephant, what they do is they make a big pit and they cover it with grass. And there's a tamed she elephant who walks around that pit, and this male elephant just walks and he falls into the pit, and then he is starved for a couple of days and then pulled out, and then he is bound for life. His whole freedom, his life, actually he gives up just because of this sense of touch. So these are the 5 senses that we know of, and each animal is losing so much just because of its strong senses. But the problem for us humans is, all the 5 senses are very, very strong. At least for these animals, only one sense was strong. But for us, everything is so strong. So what should we do? Because it's so strong. So, we will be trapped. So one way is, okay, go to the forest and restrain your senses. Now that is very, very difficult, right? Now, if you tell the eyes, don't see, ears don't hear, mouth don't talk, so it's very difficult. So what should we do? So the easiest way that is prescribed is that use your senses for the service of the Lord. So the eyes. Now, what does the eye do? It sees. So instead of not seeing, see the image of the deity, go to the temple, see the deity, and or today right now with the eyes we are learning the Bhagavad Gita. So read the scriptures, and from the mouth is actually, the tongue is the mouth is supposed to be the tongue is supposed to be the most strongest of all the senses. The tongue, in the human tongue, if we can control this tongue, half of the problem is solved. So the tongue is uncontrolled tongue is considered like a prostitute. And what does the uncontrolled tongue do? It eats obnoxious food and it talks nonsense. So how can that be controlled? By eating Krishna Prasad. So any food that is offered to the Lord, which becomes sanctified, which becomes spiritualized, that has to be eaten. And then chanting the names of the Lord and talking about the Lord, reading about the Lord, that is the purification for the tongue. And for the ears, again, when we hear about the Lord, again, our sense of hearing gets purified. So, we can actually engage all our senses in the service of the Lord, and also the whole body, because we can work, and then work for the pleasure of the Lord, and then our whole existence gets purified. So this is the only way of controlling. So it's not like, oh, now I will not eat, now I will not see, now I will not talk, So yes, do, but then use it for the service of the Lord. So this human life is very, very precious. Like gold can be used, this bar of gold can be used as a paperweight, but then that's a total misuse of this gold. It could be used for making ornaments. It could also be used for some business, but then if it is used as a paperweight, then it is a total wastage. So the same way with this human form of life, if we engage ourselves in lower sensory pleasures, then this whole existence is wasted, because animals can actually have material senses. Animals can enjoy better, materialistic pleasure animals can have more than us. So if we are using this such a beautiful body, such a sophisticated body, such a sophisticated every part, the eyes, the brain, so complex and perfect, not a single mistake. If we can do this for the service of the Lord, then this human life is considered fruitful, because human life is the only loophole that we get. It is the only window to get into the spiritual world. In this human form of life, if we do animalistic activities, then we go back to the animal kingdom. So there are 84 lakh species, and out of which 80 species are the lower forms, and 4 lakh species are of the human amongst the humans. So this we should not be stuck in this 84 lakh species, and only in the human form we get this provision to get out of this jail, to get out of this hospital and go to the spiritual kingdom. So this life should be used very, very wisely. And now we come to the last shloka. This chapter is a short chapter, 5.29. Bhoktaram yajna tatpasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhardam sarva bhutanam gnatva mam shantim rachati. So the sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. So this is the peace formula that Krishna is giving, and it consists of 3 steps. So how do we get peace? By knowing that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. So that is the first step. So if you see the first picture, Krishna is here, right? And he's surrounded by his friend. So Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. So what are the friends doing? They are also enjoying with him. It is not that only Krishna is enjoying. If we see there's some sort of a, they're out, it's like a picnic, right? So he's enjoying with his friends. So when we say Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, it is not that we are also not enjoying. When we serve the Lord, there are 4 ways, primary rasas that we can have with the Lord. So, how do you serve the Lord? You can have any sort of relation with the Lord. So you can have the dasya, okay? So you are the servitor of the Lord. So if you are the servitor of the Lord, then you serve the Lord in that particular rasa, like Hanuman. Or even there was a maid of Krishna, and she was old, and she used to actually make Krishna dance, and Krishna used to dance to her tunes. So you just imagine the supreme personality, the whole master of this multiple universes, is actually dancing to the tunes of the maid. But we think, oh, it is the material relation. Like in material world, what is happening? The maid and us, the servant and us, there's a huge gap, and it's basically many times exploitative, the subordinate, so it's exploitative, and so it is not, so there is not much of fun. But here, any relation with the Lord is full of fun, full of pleasure. So you could either be a servitor of the Lord. Hanuman is glorified. In fact, there are temples of Hanuman, and he's a servitor of the Lord. But there is no, Rama is not looking down at him, right? So, or you could be a friend. So Arjuna or these boys over here, the Gopa boys, they used to actually fight with him, and they used to defeat him in the fight. And so that's the way. They didn't know he's the Lord. So we can have that beautiful relation with him. Or Mother Yashoda, that's the third relation. That is the parental relation. So Mother Yashoda is not thinking, oh, I'm serving Krishna. She is getting pleasure. She's so happy serving the Lord, right? So in the morning, she's not thinking, oh my God, I have to get up, I have to feed him, I have to bathe him, I have to dress him. No, she's enjoying that. And every day she's looking forward to that. So that's the relation. Or you can have the conjugal relation. So you could be either the gopis, you could have that sort of a conjugal relation with the Lord. So these are the four rasas, primary rasas that we can have with the Lord, and we can serve him in any which way. And every time when we are serving the Lord, not only the Lord is enjoying, even we are enjoying. So that's the beauty. Otherwise we think, oh, serving someone, oh, why should we, right? So he's going to boss over us. No. See, this is the servitor relation, serving the Lord. This is what serving the Lord means. The second one is understanding that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he's the master of everything. So the Lord owns everything. Okay, so he's the supreme Lord of all the planets and demigods. So he's the supreme proprietor. So what do? Whatever we have, we use it to glorify him. So if you have a beautiful house, have kirtans, call your friends. We all like to party. So why don't we have a party? Call our friends, have kirtan, dance, have bhajans, and the Lord is glorified. So we can do that, understanding that the Lord is the master, so he's the owner of everything. And the third one, he's the supreme well-wisher. So Krishna is the well-wisher of every individual, of every living entity. So these are the three things that we need to understand to get peace. And once we understand, we are actually liberated. So that sums this chapter. So we studied sannyasa or karma yoga. So Krishna says karma yoga is greater than sannyasa. Then nishkama karma frees us from bondage. So we have to work. So Krishna says, yes, you have to work, but work as a service to me. And that will free us from bondage and liberation by focusing on the Supreme. So we are now open to questions. And I think Prabhu will also be joining us, because if his class gets early over, and tomorrow he will be taking class. But now we are open to questions. You can unmute yourselves. Yeah, you can unmute yourselves, please.
Yeah.
Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, yeah.
I have a question regarding Narga the king. You mentioned about his fruitive actions, right? Yes. So he was doing something very charitable. And you also mentioned about serving the Lord, and we are nothing but, a piece of the Lord, right? So when we are serving, doing a charitable action, how is it called not in the path of what Lord Krishna wants? I mean, we are doing it through him, right? So how is that different from what you mentioned about serving him in full devotion? So I didn't understand that part.
Okay, so Nriga's example is given about fruitive activities. So he is very charitable. Okay, so he is doing all these charities to get punya. So when you get punya, what happens? You get elevated to the higher planets. But the problem of going to the higher planets or heaven is that it is temporary. Of course, the lifespan is very long, but even it is destroyed. So what happens because of that? We come down. Okay, we come down to this earth, and then again we start off the cycle. So that is why fruitive activities are pretty dangerous without keeping the Lord. When you keep the Lord and do charity, then it is no longer fruitive activities. Then it is called a karma. It is called service to the Lord. Okay, even though you're giving the brahmana a cow, but you're thinking, oh, this is my duty. to do it as a service, because a brahmana has to be maintained. This is what Krishna has told. So when you take it as an order of the Lord and then do it, trying to please the Lord because it is Krishna's order, then there is no sin. But if you're doing it, no, because I do this, I get, all this punya, all the credit points, and because of this I'm enjoying, then it becomes there is the laws of karma act, because then it is karma, basic, just karma. Okay, one is vikarma, that is bad karma, so this is good karma. But even for good karma you have to come back, and so these laws are acting. So any charity that we do, if we are not keeping Krishna as a duty towards the Lord, if we don't think and do it, then it binds us. So that is the difference. When we do not keep the Lord in the center, all such activities, all such charities, even though it may be a very charitable work, right? So giving orphanage some food, very charitable work, right? Because hungry children, but you're just doing it, right? But where is the Lord coming over there? So then it is not. It is karma then, it is punya karma, but not devotional activity.
Thank you, Mother.
Yeah. Did it clear? I don't know. Did it clear your point?
Yes. Yes.
But same
along
charity.
the same lines.
But I just want say again.
No, I just wanted to clarify. Would it be right to say that nishkama karma, if not done with the God in mind, does not become akarma?
Nishkama karma and akarma are the same.
Even nishkama karma will give us, I'm doing an action without any expectation of the fruit, but I'm not doing it with the God in mind.
No, then it is no longer nishkama karma. You cannot have nishkama karma. Always, whenever we do anything, it is always for a benefit. Okay. Only when Krishna is there, then it becomes nishkama karma. Nishkama karma and akarma are the same. Okay, so there should not be any confusion, because these words are used, so we may get confused. Nishkama karma and akarma are the same, but then here Krishna is the center, and we can practically see we don't do anything without, they say there are no free lunches. No one will do anything just for free. There's nothing called that. Even simply giving food to some charity organization, we also get some pleasure. I do it because it satisfies me. Right? At the end of the day, I'm doing this because I get, maybe, some people do that because they get some name and fame, but forget name and fame. I may still do some charity because it gives me pleasure, because it is my pleasure. Like Arjuna said in the beginning, I'm not going to fight because I am not feeling happy about it. So then it is his satisfaction. Later on, same fighting he was ready to do, but for the service of the Lord. So there's a difference. So when the Lord is the center, then it is fine. And this, we have this, yeah. So I hope it is clear. Hello.
Namaste, Mataji. Can I go ahead with my question?
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Yeah. Actually, it was interesting that we spoke about Karma Yoga today, because my question was from day 3 Karma Yoga session also. But since yesterday Prabhuji didn't join us, I couldn't bring that up. But good that we spoke about the same today too. My question is, it says that the sins that we commit are the reasons why we take a punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, right? So wouldn't it, I might sound stupid when I ask this, but just curious, wouldn't it be better if one faces the wrath of the sins that he commits in the same birth, so that there is a sense of threat perspective, or there is a sense of realization ki, oh, if I do this, then this will happen to me. Would that not prevent people from sinning within the same birth? Why take a whole rebirth when I don't remember what was the sin I did in the previous birth, and then I end up repenting, why did God give me such a birth? I'm not able to link that perspective.
Yeah, it's a very nice question, so immediately action reaction part, we know that child does something and gets it, so he knows and will not do it. But see, the Krishna's arrangement is not only that. Of course we do get a little reaction, it's not that everything is left later on. We do get past this thing and present, and so many jalmas also, so all this is there. But why Krishna is not giving, the main reason why he would not want to do is, then this thing is out of fear. If I do it, then I get it. So I don't do. Yes, you will not do. But then what will happen? There is no loving relation with the Lord. See, Krishna's main agenda is to take us out of this. Okay, we don't do papa, but then where is the love for the Lord? The relation will be fearful. Oh, if I do this, I will get it back. So then I'm fearful. So then fear Krishna doesn't want. See, his relation is out of love. Willingly, I don't do. Not because I'm going to get papa. Yes, that's the primary, that's the preliminary stage. Yes, don't do because you're going to get it. But then better would be, I'm not going to do it because you have told not to do it. And then you totally love him. He wants that love. Krishna is hungry for the love. See, within 1 minute, he can actually make us all very obedient. See, if there's a gun, everyone will actually, say, yes, I will not do. The moment the gun is taken, then we do all this nonsense activities. So Krishna doesn't want that relation. He wants us to surrender out of love. And when will that love go? When the fear goes away. So basic, if you see most of the religions or faiths that, scriptures that talk about, it's basically fear-based. You do this eternal hell, eternal heaven. Actually, there's nothing called eternal hell and eternal heaven, because how can there be eternal hell, right? Because there should be some sort. Even we don't want, as a human, as a mother or a teacher, I also don't want to punish my student eternally, right? So Krishna is that loving father. So how can he do that? So his relation is based out of love. So when we gradually, so that is what he's looking at. He can actually do that, and we don't do, but then we don't do out of fear, and he doesn't want that. That's a very primary level.
So when Adi Sankaracharya himself sang Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate, and when he in this sloka where he says Punarapi Jananam, he ends it saying Kripya Patim Pahi Murare. Did Krishna give a solution for the end of these endless cycles of rebirth, and what would that solution be?
Yeah, I don't know about Shankaracharya, but Krishna has given it very simple. He says, okay, do everything for me. That's about, you don't stop anything. Do everything for me. So whatever we are doing, do it as an offering to the Lord. That's all he is telling. That's it. And, life is a preparation and death is an examination. So how are we preparing for this death? Actually the whole life is preparing for death. So the whole beautiful, Vedic system was actually, the Varnashrama was actually preparing us for that, right? You had the Brahmana, the student life, and then the Grahastha life, and then the all regulated. And then you went to Vanaprastha, and finally, Sannyasa, and then, that is the last stage, So every stage is actually preparing you closer to for the death. And what is that? Death is an examination. So how do we know we have passed or failed? If we die with the name of the Lord in our lips, it's not possible, right? If we have not practiced it if it is not part of us. So it's not only practicing, it's the name, chanting. For different yuga is different. For this yuga, it is the chanting of the names of the Lord. So when we chant, we get purified. And when we purify, then we are able to actually work in this, surrendering everything. Otherwise, it becomes theoretically. I know I have to do that. I know I should not do this. I know. But then, that consciousness that whatever I'm doing, I have to offer it to the Lord will not come. It comes for some time. It does not remain with us. So if we can do that, I'm so sorry. I got away with your question. So, how does Krishna actually?
I want to know, leave the class.
Prabhu, if you could repeat your question. So,
did Krishna give a quick fix solution to end this endless cycle of births and rebirth?
So endless cycle is to surrender. That's about it. Just surrender. And how do we surrender? So surrender, yes. So yeah, okay, surrender. Now, what is a surrender? Am I a fighter to leave my, do some namaskara or something like that and say, okay, I'm surrendered? No, that is not surrender. That is only physically right now. The actual surrender is in the total mentality and every day, not once. Surrendering. So what do I do? So I have to, whatever I'm doing, I'm surrendering it as an offering to the Lord. So that way I can come out of the cycle of birth. That's the only way. There is no other way.
Okay, so like we discussed yesterday, I think chanting is the only password and the best way.
See, the problem is, with all of us is, it's so easy. When something is easy, I want to complicate it. You tell me I have to stand somewhere, do something like this and do something, then I will be, yes, I can do that. This chanting, what is so great about it? This chanting is, Krishna has empowered his full energy. Krishna's name and the name of his name and he are non-different. It's the same. So when I'm telling Krishna, my name is Rashmi. So when you say Rashmi the person and Rashmi the name is not the same. They're different. When we say mango, the picture is not in our hand. It's only the word. But when we say Krishna, the name and the person are there. He's invested all his energy in the name. So when we do that, when we chant, and follow the 4 regulative principles. First process is chanting, and not only that, then we have to also follow the regulative principles. So no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no What is it? Intoxication, meat eating, gambling, and illicit sex. So when we follow the 4 regulative principles, the spiritual activity increases. Otherwise, you gain some and you come back. It's like pouring water on fire. So when we follow the 4 regulative principles and chant, but to follow the 4 regulative principles is difficult. So it's better to start chanting. Chanting is the first thing. When we chant, we'll only see we can follow the 4 regulative principles, and that helps us in spiritual progress. And when we progress, what happens is everything becomes dedicated to the Lord. It becomes as an offering. So even if I'm working as a doctor, if I'm working also, it is no longer, as a proprietorship. I am the owner. No, Krishna is the owner. So that way, we are able to come out of this cycle of birth and death. So when we, at the time of death also, we will remember.
Hare Krishna.
Correct. Is investing in
Hare Krishna.
stocks considered as gambling, Mataji?
Say, Prabhu, say again.
Is investing in stocks considered as
Any
gambling?
speculative market, actually it's further. I don't want to tell too much because intoxication includes tea and coffee. Gambling includes not only gambling but also stock market. And illicit sex is not only it means sex only within marriage, and that too only for the sake of procreation. And no meat eating includes no onion, no garlic too. So I don't want to frighten too much, but that is actually what it is prescribed if we want to really progress. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, the stocks also come. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu, there's another question.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, so I need one clarification. Please clear my confusion.
Yeah.
Actually, throughout the day, 24/7, I do whatever I do for my family, for family members.
Yes.
So I guess that is not considered as karma, and I'm not doing directly for Krishna. So, but my point is, if all human beings are considered the part of this supernatural God, then why this will not be considered as karma? And
So basically, what I understand is when we serve our family, it is actually serving our family. Krishna is not told not to serve our family. We have to serve our family because
my
that
point
is
is
the order.
hello.
If you're yeah.
Hello.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah, my point is clear.
No, can you repeat the second part? So when you're serving the family,
Yeah. My point is 24/7 I am doing for my families.
Yeah.
Okay, but as I understood, it is not considered as karma. I have to do something for Krishna only. And if it is so, my point is because all of us, all the human beings and all the creatures are the part of the God. So if I do for my family members, that means also I am doing for the God.
Yes.
So why this is not karma? Please clear my
Krishna is
confusion.
permitting. He's not saying don't look after, but only thing is, see, looking after a family is a primary duty. The mother has to look after the child, wife has to look after the husband has to give protection to the wife and the family. If the family order was good, there would not be any orphanages and old age homes. We have to look after our parents. Krishna has never said not to look after, but then have relation through him. So keep the Krishna in the center of the family. So whenever you're doing anything, for example, a mother is cooking, we are all cooking, right? So we are cooking, not if same activity, no difference at all. When we're cooking, we're cooking for for us. But same thing, if you're thinking, no, I'm cooking for the Lord. So everyone goes to the supermarket. So even the devotees would go to the supermarket. They also buy and they also use the car and they come back. And when they're driving the car, also maybe, some insect, something is dying under the wheels. But then, it is not considered as sin. Why? Because they're going to buy food for the service of the Lord. The house is a temple. So actually as a householder, every house should be a temple. So every activity, going to office, because you're going to earn some money to maintain a family, and this family is also you feed them through Krishna. Your wife is not your personal, she's also an entity. She's been given to you by Krishna, because you can see the soul over there, and together as husband and wife, you are raising Krishna conscious children. And so Krishna becomes a part of your life. In fact, family life becomes very beautiful when we keep Krishna in between. So all activity then becomes spiritual. So same activity, looking after the family, is also then becomes a worship. Feeding your own children, because you're not feeding others.
So you mean to say that if I am serious for my family and other things, so maybe I don't need to separately do something for Krishna. I don't need to go for this temple, and I don't need to do for this meditation and slokas and all those things. Is it?
No, when you do it, see, otherwise what will happen is whatever said, no, we will do it only thinking my wife is mine, my child is mine, and that way I will do it. Not seeing that they are the gift of the God. So these children are being handed by Krishna to me. So these are very precious because they are not my children, they're Krishna's. And so I look after them to the best capacity. That will happen only if you are actually following the spiritual process also of chanting, going to the temple, reading the scriptures. Otherwise, it becomes, Krishna has never told stop your karma. Do the same karma, change the consciousness. Now, how to change the consciousness? Only when you go to the temple, when you read the scriptures, when you chant. It's easiest is how much can we go to the temple? In a week, maybe once. That also is very difficult. But then the best and easiest way is to chant, because when you're chanting, you are associating with the Lord, and then we get purified. See, why do we chant? Actually, we should understand that when we chant, our heart starts getting purified. There are millions and billions of birth we have taken, okay, from where all we have come, okay, and what all things we have done. So the heart is now contaminated, it's full of dust. Okay, so when we start cleansing the heart, Krishna is not wanting us, what our chanting, what is the quality of our chant? Half the time when I'm chanting, I'm thinking of something else. So, and he is served by pure devotees. So he doesn't want this chanting is helping us. So when we chant, what happens? We get purified. As a result, the work that you are telling, that whatever we are doing, that gets purified. And that brings us to this platform of actually doing everything as a service to the Lord. Otherwise, it is just theory. Yes, serve the Lord. Think everyone, why only the family? Whole society we should think as ours, because they're all parts and parcels of Krishna. Every entity, every human, every animal, every plant,
Yes,
every.
yes.
But that will be only theory unless we practice spirituality. Otherwise, yeah, for some time, but later on, no. This is mine, that is his. Then we start fighting. Only when Krishna comes in the center, the fights will stop. So we have to practice spirituality. And the authorized process for Kali Yuga, the sacrifice, we studied the cycle of sacrifice, right? So sacrifice has to be done. And Kali Yuga, the sacrifice. In Satya Yuga, they did meditation. In the next Yuga, they did all this yagnas, and then in the Treta Yuga, it was elaborate temple worship. For Kali Yuga, only Harinam Sankirtan, chanting the names of the Lord. So we have to do this because Krishna has told this. And when we do this, we are able to sanctify our existence.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Mataji?
Yes,
Yeah, my question is that the confusion that Arjuna actually has was that he was fighting his relatives, and Krishna actually told that you are fighting in my name. I am telling you to fight, or you are fighting in my devotion. So is it that what the answer from Krishna was to Arjuna?
The first part was Arjuna.
Arjuna was confused.
Yes.
That because Krishna is also telling him to renounce the work, like to do the work in his name, and also to work in his devotion, and also to renounce the work to be in his name. But so is it so? How do a person like us know that we are actually working in service of God? Like the work we are doing is in the service of God, because actually Arjuna is fighting someone. So if we are doing some work, how will we know that it's in the name of God?
Yeah. So nothing. See, all of us have duties, right? See, in the Vedic system, it was very beautifully arranged. So there was the Varna and the Ashrama. So the first 25 years, everyone went to, the boys, they went to the Gurukul, and then some of them could be brahmacharis. They had the physical mentality, to be a brahmachari throughout. So the guru knew that, and then he would tell, okay, fine, you need not get married. But some were not so strong, and their mentality, they would be more better off marrying. So then you had the grahastha, and then after 50 they left the house and went to vanaprastha, and last 25 years, that is 75 onwards, it was sannyasa. So it was very beautifully arranged so that the whole system, everyone went towards the Lord. And today's system, it is like we are all doing all sorts of activities. So the brahmana actually, he did, so based on their situation, different work, kshatriya did his work, so all the work keeping the Lord in the center, so they did their activities. But today's activities, this whole social order is so disrupted, right? So we are all doing all sorts of activities, so what has to be done is, whatever we are doing, we have to do it as a service to the Lord. That's about it, so Arjuna had to fight, but then we are not fighting, but we could be students, we are studying. So what is the aim of our life? Usually, why does a student want to study? To get admission to a good college. Now, why do you want a good college? So that you get a good job. And why do you want a good job? So that you can earn and enjoy. So the same mentality, study, yes, work very hard, get into a very good college, get a great job, earn the highest money. And then with that money, what are you going to do? You're going to give a little bit, at least in the beginning, at least a little bit to the Lord, so that way you can serve the Lord. So we don't have to, in whichever way. I'm a businessman, let me be the best businessman. Let me earn the maximum amount of money, and do business in a very ethical way and earn very good money. And a portion of it, I can use it for the service of the Lord. So that is how we can glorify the Lord and use and purify our earnings, by service of the Lord. And another thing that we can do is we can actually make our house also, have temple, have festivals, Janmashtami and whatever. So call friends and devotees, have bhajan, kirtan. So that way also we are serving the Lord. And on a daily basis, we can sit and chant. That's all. So simple, right? Sitting and chanting.
Yeah.
And minimum round is 16 rounds in this japa mala, this japa bag. So we all have these japa bags, and inside this we have this japa mala, and so 108 rounds, so 16. So when we finish this 108, this is called the Sakshi mala. This is the Sakshi mala, to keep account, so how many rounds? So you have to pull the bead down. Then one round is over, then you do it. So like that, you keep doing 16 to keep account. So this is the Sakshi mala, and this is the japa mala. So in the japa bag, we keep this and we chant. And this is the easiest way. This is the work that Krishna is telling, so when we chant like this, and then we do our responsibilities, not to go to the forest, not to go anywhere, do your duty, and offer it to the Lord. But how do we offer? By money that we are earning, we can give it a portion of that, to the Lord. And then on a daily basis, when we chant, that will keep us in Krishna consciousness. Association is very important. Otherwise, what will happen is we lose track. So, that consciousness will come down. So that's the best way for anyone to serve the Lord.
So just to get the clarity, when Krishna answered Arjuna, so what he's saying is that you do your duty by being associated with me, and also just whenever the work you are doing, you are thinking about me and doing it in my name. For example, like for the job we are doing right now, will be in the end somehow helping to spread the name, to spread what Krishna's message was, right?
Yeah, Arjuna was very fortunate. He was personally seeing him. See, Arjuna is so fortunate. He's no ordinary person. He was personally seeing him, getting personal instructions. So for him, Arjuna and Krishna, the bonding is like, like your friend. You can anytime call your friend and talk to him, so you're always associated. For us, we can associate it with Krishna by reading Bhagavad Gita and also associating with his name. So this keeps us in Krishna conscious. And like you rightly said, do your work and, a portion of it, glorify the Lord. Yes.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hello. Hare Krishna. Hello.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Why do we have to glorify the God? I mean, Krishna, we know that Krishna is the creator. He's our, he's the reason that we are here, right? Hello.
Yes. Yeah. So your question is,
No, see, for me, I find like between the avatars, like for example, between Rama and Krishna is more of a practical person, right? That's how he goes to the war and like whatever the advices he gives, and that is most of it is applicable even today. Why is that we have to always praise or
your voice is breaking?
I mean, my voice is breaking. Okay, why do we have to? Why does God needs our praises? He's a God, right?
Oh, he does not. God does not. First of all, Krishna is the avatari. Okay, from him all the avatars come out. Okay, so all the incarnation based on different ages, different time, different place, different incarnations, all coming from the Lord. Okay, so he's from him. It is coming. He's the original source, the origin. From him, all the avatars are coming. And they all come for different time, different place, to establish the religion, to establish dharma. So all the time he need not descend. Okay, so he has all the avatars coming at different times and places. Now, why does he want us to chant his name? Not for his sake. He's served by millions of Lakshmis. Can you imagine? I mean, can we imagine? Millions of devotees are there. You know, it's like the jail. Okay, how many people are there in the jail? You know, in the society, a very small portion, right? Hardly maybe 1% or 2% are there in the jail. The rest are all outside. So criminal laws are there for the jail, the people who commit offense. So we are those people. This earth is for criminals. The rest are all devotees. They're all in the spiritual kingdom. A very small portion is there in this material world, and this is called jail. Okay, this is the jail. Actually, we are sent here for reformation. So why are we doing all this? To get reformed. Okay, so when we chant the names of the Lord, they're chanting only, and they're happy, and they don't even, I mean, they're playing, they're having intimate pastimes with the Lord. You know, just imagine, like, you know, I'm talking to you, so they are like, you know, like we are talking to each other, they are having this, you know, those rasas, 5 rasas they have, and they're all very intimately connected. Now, for us, the problem is the connection is broken. Okay, so we are disconnected. So we are thinking we are separate from him. We don't even know he's there. So we are rotting in this jail. So Krishna has sent this message because, like a loving father, like if a child runs away from home, the father is so concerned. So he'll send someone to get the child back. So Krishna, that's what he does. He sends the avatars. Okay, so different avatars come to give this message. The script, the books are there. The Bhagavad Gita is there to give this message. Please come back to me. And not only that, he's present even in the soul, in the heart as a super soul. Why? Because to give us guidance. See, the first guidance, you know, see, today we are in this class, right? We are thinking somehow we have done something and we have gone into this class. No, actually, somewhere we are guided. Some punya we have done. And because of this, we are there connected. You clicked on the link, you registered for this class, and you're attending this class. And so many people have left the class, you know. So it could be because of our weakness or whatever, but it is also because, you know, the punya should be there. You know, it's not by accident. So why are we doing all this? For our own purification. By reading Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is not getting anything. By chanting the names of the Lord, he is not getting anything. You know, when we chant, what is the quality of our chant? What is the quality of our whatever? You know, so that's nothing. But we are, Krishna is so merciful. He's giving us this opportunity so that, you know, we get reformed, we get purified, and we come to his lotus feet. So we can also come back and enjoy with him, like the rest of the people. Actually, 98% are there in the spiritual kingdom only. Only very few people are rotting on this material earth. So, you know, he also, but we are also his children. He's very loving towards us also. So he wants us to come back. And so that's why we are chanting, you know, not, so Krishna is not telling simply to, because he needs it. He is complete. You know, he has 6 opulences, right? So one of the opulences is completely renounced. He doesn't do anything actually. He has got nothing to do with us. But the love is so strong that we don't want him, but he wants us, because we know that, like a child, if he runs away from home, we are so worried for him. So he's very worried for us. It is so unsafe outside. So he's actually designed this material world so that we can come back to him. And the fortunate souls actually get this message and they come back. That's why they say when you're born in India, it's a punya bhumi, it's a tapo bhumi. Because you know what? See, have we noticed this? The names of Rama and Krishna were given very liberally in the Govinda. You know, children were named after that. You know, those names were given to the children. Why? Because even someone says Govinda, someone says Krishna by mistake also, they get purified. They get punya. So that was the whole purpose. Nowadays, of course, names, you know, very rarely we get such very beautiful, auspicious names. Otherwise, that was there. So Krishna does not need our chanting. We need the chanting. I hope it's clear.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
This is Rohan Sawan from Goa.
Yes.
See, just now you said that all the avatars come from the Krishna.
Yes.
I'm still skeptical about that, because as if we know, it is said that there are 3 Murti. There is 3 Murti: Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the preserver, and Shiva is the destroyer. So all the avatars come from the Vishnu.
Yes.
So as you said, it comes, all the avatars are coming from the Krishna.
Yeah.
You might have to just tell me how it is, but it's slightly skeptical the way you said it.
So actually, Brahma is also created by, all of them are coming out of Brahma is actually created by Krishna himself. So Krishna is the origin. He does not even, you know, Vishnu is, there are different Vishnus also. It's not like there's one Vishnu. You have the Garbhodakshay Vishnu, you have the there Mahavishnu and so many Vishnus are also there. So actually, Namanishra Prabhu, please bring it up in the next class. And I think also this will come up because there is this Goloka chart and all that. But origin source is Krishna. Now from Vishnu, all the other avatars are coming, but not Krishna. See, Krishna is there is not much of a difference, but there is a difference. See, Krishna is the origin for all of them. He's like the origin light from which all the other lights are burning. The original lamp from which all the other lamps are coming. So this is very beautifully explained in the Goloka chart, and this will come later. Okay, so Namanishra Prabhu will be able to explain it further, because there are a lot of details in this, because it's a very, it is in the Bhagavad Gita, this does not come up, but this is explained because this is the confusion that we have, So these are all agents of the Lord, because the Lord does not get into all this. Creation, in fact, in the later chapters, he says, I am the source, I create, I destroy, I maintain. But then for the sake of maintenance, he has got these people, agents who are very empowered, but these are all doing it on his behalf. All right. So he's the source of all the incarnations, and everything is coming out of him. So and the sources and the references, Namanishra Prabhu will be able to give.
I have a question, Mata.
Yeah.
See, I mean, in the last class, Prabhu mentioned that when you give the money to someone, it should be used for something, right? Otherwise, the karma comes back to you. Just giving an example, probably you pay the salary to the maid. This is for what she has been working for you, right? And this is our way of remunerating her services. However, in the process, if that money is being used by her husband for drinking or for smoking, which is again a sin, then am I not a part of that karma?
Yes, so beautiful. Yes, and this will come in the later chapters. That's why in the Vedic times, Shudras were actually given. Shudras is not by this thing, we have studied that. It's not by birth, it's based on this thing. So they were maintained as loving children, not like servants, So they were given not money. They were given, clothes and this thing, a house and food to eat and everything, So they will maintain like your own child, So that is the way they were maintained, because they can't handle money. Because if they go and drink, a part of that papa, is also to the person who has given money. So that's why it is very important that we give it, to the charity is actually given to a satpatra, to the correct person. But now in material world, we cannot do that, right? So, it's very difficult because we are employing someone, we give them money, what they do with their money, it's very difficult to understand, right? And we cannot get into that. But the easiest way is, if you think your house is a temple and the maid is also coming to serve the temple of the Lord, then, the attitude is changing, right? So then you're giving it, and then what she does, then the karma is not going to come. But if you're thinking, I've kept it made for my house to clean my house, then you are also going to get a portion of that sin, the papa, which they do with their money. If they do any illegal activities, a portion of that comes to this. So the laws of karma are so intrinsic. So because, we think that, eating animal, like you go to the poultry. So, the butcher, the one who cuts the chicken, the papa. No, the one who, the one who eats, the one who cuts, the one who cooks, the one whose money is used, the one who goes and gets it. Everyone is a part of this whole sinful process. So, here also. So the only thing now what we should do is, we should change the mentality. So we should think, like you said, you think your house is a temple, and so you're employing someone to clean Krishna's temple, then that sin will not be there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
yes, Mataji,
Hare
please.
Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, please can you make me as co-host? I'm your admin to help you out, so
Oh,
I
I'm so
can
sorry.
unmute
Please.
others.
Yeah, you are admin. How do I unmute?
Bhakti Mataji.
Yeah.
My name is Bhakti. I have written admin before my name and have raised my hand on the chat.
Yeah. Just one second. I'm so sorry because I was not able to. Yeah. Admin Bhakti. Can you just unmute?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Yeah. Can you raise
Mataji,
your hand?
we have admin Naveen also with us, and admin Shubhashri.
Should I make you a co-host?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yeah, I've made you a co-host. Wait.
And admin Shubhashri and admin Naveen.
Admin Bhakti, Dr. Bhakti.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone
and
else?
admin Shubhashri also. Admin Shubhashri.
Go down, Taji, close that.
She's also raised her hands. If you type admin, the name will come.
Yeah, admin, you type. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah,
yes.
made.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you, Mataji.
sorry, I was not aware. Yes.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah.
If I may continue the question that I asked you,
Yes,
Mataji,
yes,
there's
please,
one
yes,
more part
yes.
to it.
Yes.
Like we spoke about a maid and the salary paid. Now you have your son who's in college, and there is a certain amount of money that you send for his upkeep, right? Wherever he's studying. Now, no mother is going to tell the son that, okay, you have to drink or you have to smoke. But somewhere you know deep down there that he's into these habits. So as a mother, you're telling the child not to do something which is wrong, but you still end up knowing somewhere at the back of your mind as a mother that, yes, he is doing this, okay?
Yes.
So now, while I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't appreciate people around me doing it, somewhere I feel I'm a part of that sin because I'm funding his, present existence, which is for no fault of mine. So as a mother, on one side, I have the turmoil of knowing that I'm doing something right, but indirectly it's translating into a sin, right?
Yeah.
So how do I control this?
Yes, yes. And it is not only like, you're giving your money now, tomorrow they will be earning their own money, they don't need your money and they would still. So actually the Vedic scriptures have told that before you become a guru, before you become a teacher, or before you become a parent, no, it's a huge responsibility. So only produce kids if you are able to guide them in the spiritual path, because otherwise whatever sinful activity they do, we are party to it. A part of it comes back to the parents. So it's a huge responsibility, to have to actually make a child God conscious or Krishna conscious. Otherwise, whatever active, because the training is directly, indirectly, whatever, the parents are responsible for what they are doing. They, of course, after when they grow big, they are responsible, but a portion of it is also binding for the parents. So the easiest and the best way is, I think, instead of the money, drinking and all these are very small things, right? The main thing is that they should be Krishna conscious, because only if you tell anyone to stop drinking, even they know don't drink, right? Not that your child is drinking, I'm just giving an example. Everyone knows not to drink, everyone knows not to smoke, then it's very difficult not to indulge in these activities. So how can we stop? Only when we become Krishna conscious, only when we know there's a repercussion. What is the repercussion? And that will happen only if they're becoming Krishna conscious, so you have to actually make your child Krishna conscious, because that will solve the whole problem in the root, is going to be solved. So I think, parents have of course, when they grow big, they say, till 5 years, like you treat them like God, and from 10 to 15 like a friend, from 15 to 20, from 15 to 25 like a friend, and from 25, actually the scriptures say, look the other side. Because whatever they're doing, because now they're out of control. So there's no point wasting your energy. After 25 years, don't look, just look the other side, whatever they're doing, because now you don't have a control. So if your child is still within that framework where you can actually work on it, that would be great. And otherwise, so the parent is responsible. Yeah.
Thank you.
So actually, this spiritual knowledge, should be given to children. It's so important. I got it so late. When I was 28, I came across Krishna consciousness, and I felt, oh my God, all my life is gone. And I told my mother, why didn't you tell me? And my mother said, I got it at 55. Nobody ever told me about this. I mean, we know about the general concept of God and all that stuff, but we don't know what is our duty, right? And how do we actually practice it? So this Krishna consciousness is so beautiful, actually. And the younger we get it, the much better, because, that gives us a very strong foundation, because the world outside is, it's not a healthy place at all. It's not a place for gentlemen. Even the best of children get polluted, right? So the outside atmosphere is so very, very interesting. Only with the strong spiritual strength, we can actually go out and face the world. And this is so important, because all our activities is done in young age. Our studies is done, marriage is done, choice of career is done. And people leave spirituality for old age, which is so late. What do we do in old age? After 50, practically there's nothing left. I mean, all the main activities are over, right? So spirituality should be actually taught at a very, very young age. But then I think you can still pray to Krishna, because Krishna is very merciful.
Hare Krishna. I just have a small doubt. How do I get to continue after these 18 days? Would I be intimated about the next session?
Yes. There are, I think the admins are there. We have the Bhakti Vriksha class. This is after Bhagavad Gita. You can actually go to the Bhakti Vriksha class. The Bhakti Vriksha class, we are going to study 108 shlokas in depth. Here we are just, on the surface level, just to get the gist of each chapter and to have to understand. But Bhakti Vriksha is there, detailed study. Then there is, more detailed courses. Then there is Bhagavatam class. So you all have to be just in connected with the admins, because I think they're doing such a fabulous job of posting everything. And so they will pass you the links, for the next classes. So you please be associated with this, because it is, and spiritual journey is not an end. So we studied in today's chapter, right? All material things, there's a beginning and there's an end. But spirituality is no end, and every day it becomes more pleasurable and pleasurable. So please join and be associated with the temple, because this is a continuous, it's a lifelong journey, and you will enjoy every minute of it.
Sure, I would love to do the same, but I think admins are quite busy. Sometimes they are not able to answer, so I was just curious about knowing.
No, that's okay. They will share the link towards the end of the class. They will definitely put you for the next course what it is. So you so we put at the 18th day, because right now we are just starting, right? Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much.
So if we have no other
If there are no further questions, can I take a quick one? Sorry,
Yeah, please. And the others who have to leave can please, because it's a long this thing. So yeah, you don't have to stay. Yeah, please ask. Yes.
Mataji, you referred that there are 84 lakhs of living forms, right? Living creatures. There are 84,000 varieties of species.
Yes.
And there was a specific mention about 4 lakh forms of human. So I wanted to understand. When we say humans, Homo sapiens, we are talking about male, female, right? So what are these 4 lakh varieties or variations that
yeah, so these are all 84 lakh species are in different planets. They are all in different planets. So we know only this earth, so we think only there is life form in this earth. 84 lakh species across different planetary systems, so they're all across. And when we're talking about humans, we're including male and female, because the soul is, doesn't have a gender. The soul is genderless, right? So we are only trapped in this body as a male or a female based on our karmas again. So there are spread across different species and different this thing. And another thing is, even in the human society that we see also around, there are different varieties actually. We find lower this thing also, the lower consciousness of humans also. That's why, Bhagavad Gita is not actually, not everyone can actually surrender to the Lord. So there are lower religions also, lower forms, where people can actually, in the, maybe, they pray to the trees, they worship something else. But later on in the chapters, it comes, Krishna says, I am, even if somebody's worshiping the tree, somebody's worshiping some sun or moon or whatever, everything is a part of the Lord. Okay, so everyone is intrinsically connected with the Lord. Where people can actually, maybe, they pray to the trees, they worship something else. But later on in the chapters, it comes, Krishna says, admin, can you?
I think someone was watching live stream.
Yes, I'm trying to mute them.
Okay. So basically,
thank you, Mataji.
The different forms across different planets. So it's not only because Krishna has not only created Earth. There are millions and billions of planets, planetary systems that are there. And later on in the further chapters we study, everything is coming. All this creation is coming out of his pores. So it's not only this Earth and 80 other varieties and 4 lakh other human forms. And different, and they're not in, so you are in the sun planet right now. We feel there's no life form in the sun, but actually, according to the Shastras, there are people over there in the sun planet. Even there is life, but they have a suitable body so that they can be in the sun planet. So different varieties are there. Yeah.
Hello, Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Please tell. Yeah.
Mataji, it is like in Matharva Yuga. Bhagavad Gita, about Bhagavad Gita, it was said to one person called Manu. But in that Yuga, Arjuna was not born, right? And
No.
Bhagavad Gita is all about the conversation between Arjuna as well as Krishna. Then how is this possible?
Oh, very nice question. So it's not that Arjuna was not born. Arjuna was always there. Okay, so Arjuna is always there, like we are always there. So even we were there 120 million years ago. But so all of us, every one of us, we are not. So it's not like we are the energies of the Lord. So the Lord is unborn, even we are. So that is it. So Arjuna was also there, but he was in a different form. So it's a very nice question. Arjuna was not there. So whom was? So basically, is the essence. Okay, so this Bhagavad Gita, for that age, it was spoken for that particular situation. But it was for that particular time, it was spoken by the Lord. Now, if you see Bhagavad Gita, it is spoken for Kali Yuga. Why? It was spoken at the end of Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and just before Kali Yuga started. So the instructions that were given over there may not be, it was actually not meant for the previous Yugas, because for them, this was not relevant at all. This is actually meant specifically for Kali Yuga. So 120 years ago, Krishna speaks, see, the message is spoken like Buddha. Buddha came for a different time, different message. Same way Bhagavad Gita. What is Bhagavad Gita? It's a song by the Lord. Okay, it's a message, it's a love letter. For that age, that was the love letter. So it was the same Bhagavad Gita. So the contents could be a little different. Here for this age, it could be different, but for that age, it was relevant. So it is spoken here to Arjuna. At that time, it was spoken to Manu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
This is Rohan again. I might be asking you too many questions, but
no, that's okay. I'll try to answer. Huh? So it's
yeah. So as you are saying that
your voice is breaking. Prabhu, your voice is breaking. Yeah. No, you're not audible. You can put it in the chat box, Prabhu.
Okay. And
Prabhu, you're not audible. You'll have to put it in the chat.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can. I can.
Okay. So what I was saying that see, as per what you say, if we do all the chantings and everything, life gets smoother and we attain moksha. But I had gone to the Garuda Puran. What it says is no matter what you do in your whole life, if you are, say, if you die and your relatives don't do all the rites in a proper manner, you try to linger around, you don't get the moksha, you don't attain the forward path, then even if you do a good thing and your relatives don't do all the rites of your death, then it doesn't matter. You don't go anywhere. You just linger around.
Yeah. So anyway, we're not talking about Garuda Puran, but I get what you're telling. So see, so isn't it so nice that Krishna is telling you are responsible over here for your own this thing, and not because if your relatives do or not, you are independent of that. So actually, what is there is, if you are chanting, you not only get liberated yourself, you can take 7 generations up and down. Prahlad, this one, Prahlad Maharaj, so his so many generations were delivered just by chanting the name, but just by taking the names of the Lord and meditating on the Lord. Lord Narasimha liberated generations of his 21 generations of Prahlad Maharaj. So it's just by chanting of the name, we can actually get liberated by ourselves. So we don't have to depend on anyone. Not only that, when we are chanting, it is going to help our ancestors also. But then if you go to the Karma Kanda, that is the Karma Kanda. Okay. So then, you do this, they offer food to Vishnu, so, and that way, so some prasad is offered. And so if you are lingering around, you will actually, it will help you. But the Hare Krishna mantra, chanting the names of the Lord, is so powerful that we don't actually need anyone to liberate us. We liberate not only ourselves, we can liberate even others. So that is how powerful it is.
Okay, because this is said by Krishna himself in Garuda Purana.
So yes, Vishnu, it is being told. I do not know this thing, but yes, that's why we have all this. They call it pinda and all that, So their obligations. Yes. So these are all, the karma kanda. We have to do all that. But in Kali Yuga, see, actually Kali Yuga, no, there is no Brahmana. Do you know? So this is revealed that there is no Brahmana. Who is a Brahmana? When you chant the name of the Brahmana, someone is so pure that when he chants the name of the mantras, the sacrificial fire will light on its own, not with matchbox. Okay. So in Kali Yuga, all are Shudras. So where will we get these qualified Brahmanas? Where is the time? Where is the energy? Now at least we know about these, and I think in the Brahminical families it is done. In families like ours, I'm not a Brahmin, so we don't even do anything for our ancestors. That means what is happening, what is their state, very pathetic state they are in. So for Kali Yuga, what is mentioned is the chanting of the names of the Lord. This is the only way in which we can get liberation for not only ourselves, even for our ancestors also. One name of Rama is equal to the Sahasra Vishnu Sahasra Namas, that 1000 Vishnu Namas, Sahasra Vishnu Namas. One name of Rama is equivalent to that. One name of Krishna is equivalent to 3 Ramas. So when we say Ram just once, it is equivalent to reciting 1000 Vishnu's name. And when we say Krishna once, it's equivalent to 3 Rams. It is so powerful, so there's for moksha and all, we need not worry at all. And what is moksha? We actually go to Goloka. That's the highest planet. That's the highest planet. Vaikuntha is there, and above that there is Goloka. So we go straight away to the kingdom of Krishna, and we get liberated.
Okay, but that is understood. But I think I might be asking you the same question tomorrow.
Tomorrow Namanishra Prabhu is there, so you can actually. I think he will be able to give shastric evidence. But
no, it's not about evidence and something right and wrong. It's just
evidence is there because everything is given by in Vedic science. We can't see something out of our own. So this is evidence is there. Why in Kali Yuga only this? Because there is no and see Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, they called they're twice born. So even the Garbhodana samskara is there. Before conceiving, they have to. It's not like cats and dogs. People are mating and producing. So that is there, and then you get a worthy child. And that's how that's why the Brahmanas are so elevated at that time, So, but in Kali Yuga, it's all degraded. So every one of us practically, we're all Shudras. So there is nothing called this thing because chanting of the mantra is not possible, and also, and the power is no longer there. So nowadays, it is for Kali Yuga, it is individual, individual this thing, and because the Yuga is such.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Namaste, Mataji.
Yeah, Namaste, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, can you please share your experience after coming to Krishna consciousness, like how it was now and it was before?
Okay, so if you're interested, listen. I mean, I got it. I remember I didn't even want to go to this ISKCON temple. So my mother actually dragged me, and she said, "Come, we'll go." I said, "No." And a new temple is open in Mangalore, so let's go. And this was around 16 years back, and I said, "No, I don't want to go." So, but she said, "No, we'll just go once." So we went inside. And I could not believe, what I saw inside. I met Vrindavan Prabhu, and Namanishra Prabhu was there, but I didn't speak to Namanishra Prabhu. There was another Prabhu called Vrindavan Prabhu. And I was actually amazed by the dedication. I said, "Why are you dressed like this? Why have you shaved your head? And what are you doing?" And he said, "This is our Guru. Why are you like this? So he said, "Because our Guru Maharaj." And I said, "Did you meet your Guru?" And he said, "No, because Prabhupada, had passed away. I mean, is not there, right? So they've not met Prabhupada. And that actually stunned me. They've not met their Guru and they're leading a life like this. I mean, who in there? And I was actually at that time teaching in a school, and I know how it is in the school. The teacher turns the back and the students are not even interested in anything. And here is someone who has not even met the Guru and has done that. So basically, I was very moved by the sincerity, and all that they told me is to chant. Now, I was not a Krishna Bhakta. I never liked Krishna either, because I found him very cunning and all that, So I was more of Rama, Rama is okay, but not Krishna, So, and that too, not this thing, and a hardcore non-vegetarian and everything, So what happened is, then they said to chant. So this, I said, okay, fine, chanting. So let me try. And chanting was so difficult. I still remember chanting. It was so difficult to chant, but then they gave us some prasad, and that was so tasty. So so we ate the prasad, and I remember going back again just for the prasad, okay, and just moved by the people, just by the sincerity, not by anything else, just the sincerity of the people over there. And then I started chanting, and we regularly started chanting, and but chanting was after a point very enjoyable, and I could see this. I thought never in my life will I leave non-veg. because I was so addicted. And somehow after chanting for maybe a couple of months, I could not eat. And that was that's the first thing that struck me, because here I was, I could not leave, and here now I didn't want to eat, because not that I loved animals, but then when you're eating, you don't think of the chicken and all that stuff, right? So I could not eat non-veg at all. And then I just can't tell you, it's been just a transformation. I mean, every which way. And then I moved to a college, I work, and I don't do 16. For me now, I do around 64 rounds, so that practically takes around 8 hours. So when I was working, I always felt, because then I was always associating with Namnishta Prabhu, his classes. I mean, that time classes were not there. So, there was no way to connect. So sometimes when we used to go to Mangalore, we used to go, because we stay in the outskirts. So I met this thing, and I loved what Prabhu said. It was so clear, because see, the caste system, because always as a Hindu, you're put down, right? Or you have the caste system. Cow is like, you worship the cow, but what about the other animals? So, all the time, as if, it is mythology and all the thing. So here there was a very scientific explanation, and no one could refute it. And more than that, I liked the chanting. The chanting was so powerful, because I could see the immediate this thing in me, the transformation in me, in terms of all these negativity going away. And another thing is, there came a point in my life very shortly when I thought that I don't want to be working like a cat and a dog, and I want to increase my time for chanting. So I remember going to the college and telling the management that whatever I work, I don't want to work for so much. I'll work for 4 hours and I'll still deliver the same. And if you don't want, it's okay. I don't want to continue working. And they said, fine, you can do that. And I feel that was Krishna's blessing. And people are now working from home. So for me, I think I started working from home almost like 10 to 12 years back. And I think it's just Krishna's mercy. And I do chanting. I get up, I sleep very early, somewhere around 8 o'clock. I have a daughter, she's in college, and even she's Krishna conscious. Thank God, I'm so grateful, that she's Krishna conscious. My husband is not very Krishna conscious. He's favorable, but not really, so, but then I feel it's okay, at least I can do this chanting. I have my mother with me, and she's Krishna conscious. So we offer food to the Lord every day, everything we offer to the Lord. So it is, there's been a total transformation, and it is, Krishna is now like almost a part, it's like a part of the house, right? So, we offer the food, but then, and sometimes my daughter says, oh, this food is not nice and this thing. So I now find pleasing people is so difficult. Pleasing Krishna is so easy. When you offer food to the Lord, Krishna eats it, but these people don't want to eat it. So, hell with everyone, so, but it doesn't mean
Hell with everyone.
But doesn't mean really hell with, it really means, it's
Yeah.
So that is the attitude. So I see a whole lot of transformation, so, and all for the better, all for the positive. And life is so simple. Actually, we have just complicated it. So, life has become very, very simple, and very nice and very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah,
So when you started chanting, like, did you find it difficult to concentrate on the name for so long?
Yes.
So how did you overcome that?
It is still difficult, but then what happens is, so that's why we increased our chanting. So nowadays what happens is, we get up around 2:30 or 3 in the morning. That's because, it's natural. You sleep early, you get up early, you don't need an alarm clock, and you're actually wanting to get up to chant. So increasing my chanting actually helped, because when you chant more, I find my chanting quality improving after, say, 16 rounds and all that, so I found that. So then we started, and my mother started doing 100 rounds and 108. So then that is a sort of a healthy competition between the two of us. So it is difficult initially, but what is recommended is to hear to the sound vibration. So we should listen to the names, Hare Krishna. So that's why it is said not to say softly. See, when we say softly, the ear is not included. So we have to use as many senses. So we have to chant loudly. We have to say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what happens, the ears can also see. And when the ears constantly hear this vibration, the mind slowly starts getting peaceful. And when we chant loudly, what happens is, it is beneficial to everyone. I've got some plants in my house. I have 3 dogs also, because I stay in a farm. So, and I have, trees around that. So when I'm watering, I chant loudly, because, it benefits everyone, because poor trees, they can't chant. My poor dogs can't chant, so at least, when we chant, we can do that. So we have to chant loudly, so when we chant loudly, everyone can hear the vibration, and we ourselves also, and the mind gets calmed.
Thank you.
And it becomes easier to, then concentrate. Focus. But initially, yes, the mind goes here and there, but it's okay. The mantra is so powerful, it will work.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes. And it's not that we have to always stand with the japa bead, So when I'm driving, because I have almost an hour of drive every day to my college. So, when I'm driving also, I'm chanting. The quality is not so good, but what's the harm? There's no loss. I have a music system, but I never switch on the music system. It's always like chanting. Driving time is chanting time, So every minute, while you're cooking, while you're doing, whenever we can remember, because even once we say it, there's so much of, it is so nice.
Mataji, one last question.
Yeah, please.
What's the reason to send souls or like these living species on Earth or from Krishna's point of view?
Okay, it's a very nice question. So this earth was not, Krishna, we are all there with him. But then what we say, oh, we have to serve you. So you're going to be the enjoyer. I don't like that, So I want to enjoy. So Krishna says, no, please don't. You can't enjoy because by yourself, because the dharma of the soul is to serve the Lord, So we says, no, I don't want that. So Krishna then we have forced him to create this material earth. So this is like, like a child says, I want a gun, right? So the parents say, no, the gun is dangerous and you're going to kill yourself or you can hurt yourself. But if the child still insists, then the parent may give a toy gun. So this earth was created, but it's a reflection. Okay, so it is not like the spiritual world. Okay, so it's just a reflection of the spiritual world, so that we can finish all these obnoxious activities. So we come here and then we do all these activities, and when we after in middle age we do understand, oh, all this is not required. We are frustrated with so many things, so we avoid so many things because we are aware it's not going to give us happiness. So same way, different births, varieties of births he has given. So once we do all this, we are frustrated and kicked here and there, left, right, center by Maya, then we say, okay, fine, I'm tired. And then, because of some punya, actually to sit through this class, we think, oh, it's by accident. It's not by accident. Actually, we can't chant the name of the Lord without having punya. Unless our papa is not over, we can't chant, we can't approach. So some punya we have done, right? So because of that, we have got this. And so then what happens is when and Krishna is there, as the super soul, he's sitting inside. He has not sent us just like that. Okay, now you want to go. No, he's a loving father. Like if the child goes away, we are so concerned. He's so concerned, oh my God, what will happen to my kids by themselves? So he sat in the heart as a super soul. And when we are ready, okay, when we say, okay, fine, I'm so tired. What is this? This doesn't make sense at all. What's all this nonsense? So what is this whole purpose of life? When some sort of an inquiry comes, Krishna, then when the student is right, the guru comes, right? So, some sort of, we may get some scripture or, something, and then we start learning about it. So basically the purpose of coming to this material world, Krishna did not send, he did not want us. We asked, we demanded. That's why we are here. This is like a jail. Nobody wants a jail, right? We want all the prisoners to be reformed and close the jail. But then Krishna sent us here for reformation. And so he has sent the scriptures. He has come personally. He sends the sadhus, their temples. So we can, so slowly we reform ourselves and go back to our original house. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So if there is nothing, we will call it a day. And I thank all the admins. Thank you so much. And thank you very much. Tomorrow Namineshwar Prabhu is going to be back, so you will be having classes with him. And thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. From tomorrow, Mataji?
Namineshwar Prabhu will be there. Today he had got classes, parallel classes. So that's why he could not come. Friday and Saturdays, I think he's got his Bhakti Vriksha class also. So that there's this clash between the timings. So that's why he's not able to. Okay. So tomorrow he'll be there.
Yes. Thank you. Mataji, you won't take any classes?
No, I will not be. I think maybe come back for the next Friday and Saturday class. But I'm not very sure.
Okay, yes. Mataji.
Adi, Karan. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank
you are very nice, actually. Very nice classes.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.